Alright, I'm going to open up my YouTube to see if we're live. Unless you do it.
But go for it. While he's doing that, today what we decided we were going to talk about, because it should be live, is the Netflix movie Glass Onion. Another lunacy per quota for Crazy Peas.
Yep.
You can't just hit your home channel?
Well, those are old ass fucking podcasts from like
forever and a day ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. On mine, it just comes up as a notification.
I don't know if I'm subscribed to my own channel.
No. Just click on your head. Not that. Your head. Your channel. And the first thing, live right there. Mine, it just comes up as a notification. See?
And hey! This is TPAW with brand new microphones and
Karnage, as usual.
yes, and this is Crazy Peas Podcast. We're using brand new microphones to broadcast this here channel, and we're going to talk about, as you said, Glass Onion, which is a movie that Rian Johnson from Knives Out, because it's a sequel, and also Star Wars: The Last Jedi fame. That guy, the same guy who made Luke Skywalker a hermit, made this story about a bunch of people, a new cast, go out to a glass onion or a island where a rich guy is trying to have a bunch of friends come out and meet everybody and hang out and have fun. So,
and play a murder mystery weekend.
Yes, they spend pretty much the body of the first act of the movie trying to figure out why the hell they're there, why the hell they're getting these boxes that they're opening and being told to come solve a guy's death that is from their past. They all find out that it's all a group of friends.
It's funny, because I think at the beginning they're like, why is he sending us a box to figure out his murder? Did he pay somebody to kill him? What's going on? I guess we'll have to go and find out.
Exactly. Yep. And so it is a very interesting story in which my pop filter tries to run away. Very interesting story in which James Bond, or a guy who plays James Bond in the Bond series, is our detective, Benoit Blanc. And it's an all-star cast. You've got guy who played Drax, Batista. You've got Kate Hudson, I think is one of the actresses' names. You've got each one of the characters that all has their own strengths, their own unique nuances to each character, and it's a very interesting story on how it starts out. And what's funny is my wife was like, when she saw Batista's character's beginning to his story, she was like, oh, please tell me they're not going to make him be that guy. And I'm like, make him be what guy? And she's like, you know who I'm talking about. And I'm like, are you talking about Andrew Tate? And she's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm like, huh. And as the story unfolded, it became clear that he wasn't exactly being like Tate per se, but there was those isms.
He was doing the
Twitch stream.
Positive, yes, because that's the new thing that's going up that everybody's talking about. Men need to quit just sitting there and taking the shit and not actually standing for themselves and being men.
Yes, yeah. And what's funny is I actually liked his character in this movie. Like, I did. I liked his character a lot.
I liked at the beginning where it didn't show him talking to his girlfriend. Yes, do it.
Yeah.
To get the part, and then you see him in the first bit where he's sitting in the shit, basically in the grass, watching his girlfriend basically try to fuck his best friend.
Yes, yeah, it was pretty fucked up, and like I was
thought
watching
it was hilarious. I'm like, oh, there's going to be a good part to this story, because I'd seen part of it with you and Amber, and I'm like, oh, they're not showing this. Okay, so this is just this is what happened, because Amber, remember when I came over it was Thursday last week, and was like, yeah, it's kind of like Clue.
Yeah.
So when I saw the first run of it, I'm like, oh, so they're doing it like Clue in the way of, here's what happened, here's who died, let's figure out how.
Yep, exactly.
And when it went to that, And when I saw that, and then it zipped back to the beginning.
Yep.
Or not the full beginning, but back far enough so that way you caught where the detective guy got his invitation and all that fun shit. It was like, oh, this makes so much sense. I love this.
Yeah, it was such... I hope that Ryan keeps going with these Knives Out movies, because they are so interesting.
It's always fun shit. Yeah.
And it's so layered, too, which is ironic given the fact that the title of the movie is Glass Onion. It's so layered on, like... You know, on the fact that it's like this giant, like 80-layer tale in which you think you know all the answers, and by the time you get to halfway through the movie, you find out there are 4 more layers to the story, and then as you continue going, it's like right ahead of you. It
reminds me of the old cartoon and regular TV shows they used to do, and every once in a while they threw it in on a sitcom where this is what happened. What? Huh? Commercial. When we're back, it starts, 2 weeks before.
Yep.
Or a month before. It's like, why did we start at the end of the story? No, that wasn't the end. That was just this is to get your attention. Now let's actually show you what actually happened.
Yeah, you get about half of the movie, and there's an entire background behind one of the characters that's in the story, where one of the characters is not who she says she is, but it has nothing to do with murder. It has to do with something else to do with the murder.
Technically, it does, but at the same time, it doesn't. It's not has to do with a murder. It has to do with the murder that nobody knows about.
Yes.
Because it's not discussed. And then, like in I think it was the second or third act, how they show, oh no, that's what actually happened. The guy that Batista's playing showed, hey, jackass, look at this. Now I know your secret. He.
Yep.
Can I get that job I wanted that I tried to make, that I made my girlfriend almost fuck you for?
Yep.
and that whole dynamic, I'm like, oh, so he just basically said, I got your fucking dick and balls in my hand. Do you want me to squeeze, or are you going to give me what I want?
Yeah, it's like, and what's even more fucked up is that, like, the next twist that leads to is then leading to 2 more twists that you don't even expect. Like, you're thinking that he's showing him his phone, and the thing that he's showing on his phone is to do with, like, something, like, to do with ratings or something to do with this or that, and he even says, like, oh, this means that thing, right?
Look at all these views I'm getting from my video.
Yes, yeah.
Look how famous I'm becoming. Look at this, look at this. Hey, come here. Let me show you. This is actually what it is, you dumbass. So we talked about me getting that job.
Yeah, and you would think that, like, he's doing that thing, like he's talking about the job or talking about the other thing.
But look at all this.
But then, like,
that's what he just said to everybody else. But when you go back and they go back through it,
but it's another twist.
You see, it's a whole different conversation altogether.
Yeah, it's a whole different twist, and you're just like watching this, and you're like, holy shit! Like, I loved how this second one was. And the funny thing is that you would think it's a textbook mystery. You think it's a textbook mystery murder. And even
like Clue.
Yeah, and
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and like, and the whole time you're watching this movie, you're waiting for the actual murder to happen because the fact that you know, you're waiting for it to reveal that it had already happened or that it's going to happen, and the way that he inverts his own narrative and, like, lets the layers unfold, you're just like going, my God, this was genius. Like, his sister, my wife, we were watching it, and by the time we got to the end, she's like, I am so fulfilled by this. Like, this is crazy. And she was, you know, because she loves Clue. She loves watching mysteries. She loves, that's a genre that I myself don't tap too much, but she loves it. Female thing?
Yeah, the whole, here's the story. Like with Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
The Harley Quinn movie. I can't
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. It's here's the story. What you didn't see was, and it's like,
there's an entire fucking other movie that's like waiting behind there.
That also makes me think of the TV show. I really didn't get into it, but I saw some like reviews and people talking about it, and it made me think of like what was it? Dirty Little Liars.
I remember that, yeah.
How it's this is what's going on, but what everybody doesn't know is this is what we did, and we have to try to keep them from knowing this is what the hell happened over here.
Yes.
6 months ago, a year ago, when the story keeps going.
Yes, yeah, I remember that too. I remember that TV show.
I never watched it, but I caught enough of what happened, or people talking about what happened with certain things I was watching,
yeah.
or just catching snidbits here and there while looking for something to watch. I was like,
Amber was
okay,
obsessed with it.
I already know what the whole damn premises of it is. Okay, I don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
Because with knowing that instantly, I'm like, I don't even need to watch the TV series. That's going to bore the shit out of me because I already know the end. And I already know where everything's going.
Yeah, she was obsessed with that show. Like, every time I ever turned around, like, back then when the show was really at its peak and when it was airing.
Fresh coming out.
And, yeah, it was like first couple seasons. Fucking all I ever watched half the time was Dirty Little Liars. And I was, like, watching this and I'm, like, going, what the fuck? Like, they didn't just reveal who the hell this person is that's hiding behind a letter. And like she's just like, but that defeats the point of it. And I'm like, going, no, it doesn't. And
my first thought is when I heard reviews or heard people talking about it when it was first out.
Yeah.
The first 2 or 3 seasons, just like, but who is it? It's the person you killed because you didn't really kill them because you're a lazy ass. Aha, they're dead. Throw them in the grave. Bury them. Because your weak little girls are just weak little people.
Yeah.
People in general, just weak people do this. We're going to bury them, but because I'm weak, I'm only going to dig a 3-foot ditch, dump their body, and cover it up. 3 feet ain't enough, and if they're not dead, they're going to climb out and come after you.
Yes.
Idiot. But I mean, I've seen that happen on other movies and series over the years, because I'm like 10 years older than you and Amber. So I've seen these things be broadcast or used for a movie and stuff before, so I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing. I've seen this. That would be fun to watch if I haven't already watched that thing like 3 times already. Fuck off. I don't need to watch another series doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also kind of where me being almost 40, coming up here shortly, works for me, because I'm like, oh, okay, I don't need to watch this movie or TV show. I already know what the outcome is. What do you mean? How do you know? I've seen like 50 other TV shows that do the same thing.
Yeah.
They did them in the 80s. Graphics was shittier, so they couldn't hide stuff as well. But I mean, same storyline. You're just changing people and slightly altering the storyline or the persona.
Yes.
The character. But it's basically, that guy's the jackass, that was this, this is that, that's what her job is, that's what her job is. What about that guy? Oh no, he's just floating in the background. He's like me. He's just a fly on the wall, just watching all these idiots do stupid shit and just going, dumbass. But I like that character that just sits back and goes, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's stupid. Oh, y'all will find out. I like that. Because you've seen me do it where I say something, everybody's like, why would you say that? Because it's true. Well, you have no proof.
Yep.
I mean, I've even done it to you a couple times. You're like, that thing you said, it happened. Okay, which thing I said?
yeah, and that's to my chagrin too sometimes, because I'll be like, that fucking thing you said, this and that, and at the time it's like, when I find out about it, it's a discovery moment, I get fucking annoyed at it, but then like I turn around and I'm like, you know, it wasn't so bad. The more and more I think about it, and then I tell you about it, you just get all fucking gritty. You're just like, yeah, like.
Well, I think it's funny because it's the ability to have enough knowledge of the world. 1, because of age, and 2, because watching other people do the. Well, I wonder what will go happen. You know, people going into it, trying to figure out what the outcome is to a personal situation or situation to a friend. So it's not their personal; it's personal adjacent.
Yes.
And them trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, watching life growing up until I was like 20, just watching it all, and then once I hit 20, I'm like, oh, I know how this show goes. Okay, yep. I'm just going to play my role and keep moving because I know the outcome.
Yep, exactly.
It's bad because you see what's going to happen, And when you say something to other people involved, I would never, or that's not what's going to happen. That person isn't like that.
Yep.
Take 3 steps back and watch. And then when it happens, that shit happened. How'd you know? I told you.
Yep.
Just sit back and watch it.
Exactly.
I mean, I have more fun doing that than anything else.
I'm tweeting out the podcast right now.
Go for it.
That way people can know that it is existing.
We always exist. It's just whether or not they're aware of it.
Yes.
Actually, this sounds like you get ready to go. I'll throw it out too.
But yeah, like, I really, really like this movie, Glass Onion. I want to actually own it at some point on Blu-ray. And probably...
It'll take a little while.
Probably buy it on Amazon Prime at some point. Because I liked... Okay, one thing I really want to point out about this movie that I really loved is the camera angles. Like, the part where one of the characters does drop, and they're outside, and there's, of course, a twist followed after the body drops. But after the body drops... Like, there's a camera angle where, like, you typically, if it was a 90s movie or if it was, like, a new millennium movie, you would have been like, okay, the fuck? Like, this is kind of cheesy. But the way Ryan handles it, the part where Benoit Blanc is looking at the dead body of their lady friend, Andy, and the camera does this. It pans that, it looks that way, and then as his body turns, the camera swivels right and then right, like it does, and then like as it does that, then he stands up, and as it stands up, the camera does this weird motion where it comes outwards and then goes upwards, so it makes him look taller than he is, and just the way it does that overhead shot and that camera angle,
you're loving the cinema.
Yeah, like the cinematography.
Thank you.
I love the way the camera moves. I love the way Ryan moves the camera in his movies, and I loved it in The Last Jedi. That was one of my favorite parts, was the cinematography. When I was in the hospital and I was watching Force Awakens and The Last Jedi back to back, because that was before Rise of Skywalker came out, I was like, you know, I really love the way the second one is filmed. And like, Amber's like, wait, so you don't... I thought you liked J.J. Abrams' Force Awakens better. And I'm like, no, not really. I like the second one better. And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, from a cinematographer perspective, you know, the guy that moves the camera around, it is more artfully put together than the first one, because the first one is like a copy and paste, but it's not Lucas doing it, it's somebody else. And I'm like, but in like the story, the way the story was, is copy and paste. But in this...
who plays Skywalker...
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
This is not my Luke.
Well, yeah, he calls him Jake Skywalker.
Yeah.
To cope.
Yeah. But I mean, I always think stuff like that, it's like, okay, you don't like the story, but did you like the way the film looked?
Yeah. It was a beautiful film. Like, the second movie is a beautiful film.
The story was still kind of meh.
Yeah, but in this Glass Onion movie, do you think there are any standout moments to you that are like kind of like the first one, Knives Out 1, where like...
I didn't watch Knives Out.
You didn't watch the first one? Okay, so there's a part in Knives Out, and I was pointing it out while we were watching the second one, and I was like going... I told Amber about it because she didn't watch the first one.
All I know is I got something that popped up on one of the... I don't even remember which social media, but I was looking at something, or it was online. I was looking at something... And it's like, yeah, this new Glass Onion. And I'm like, okay. But you're talking about Knives Out. I'm like, all right, now I got another movie to watch.
Yes.
But anywho, keep going.
So in this, the first one, there's a particular moment where Chris Evans, who plays Steve Rogers, as we know, Captain America, in this Knives Out movie, the first one, this is one that we're reviewing, but the first one, there's a part in the movie where, because like all the people that are hanging out in the first one are all family to each other. Like, famous author guy who has this entire legacy ends up dying, and then all the family members eventually start, you know, coming together and then trying to investigate why this guy died and everything like that. And about halfway through the movie, Evans' character comes into play, and he's not liked. He's the black sheep of the family. And he comes in, and as you get to know all the characters, you start to realize they're all kind of scummy, and you're not sure of how scummy his character is, and you realize that he's one of the most sympathetic characters in the entire fucking movie, and there's a part of the movie where he's sitting there in the middle and everyone's accusing him of killing off the guy, and he's like, I know that we had a rough relationship, but what's going on?
Well, no, you're talking, that's going into the red on mine, but not on yours.
That's because I turned mine down.
Yeah,
like, see how...
I turned mine down a hair on the mic.
I'll turn it down.
Because it's blasting your voice and not mine, which I think's hilarious. But I think that's also because of the angle you're at with the...
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, say mine's actually lower than yours.
Yeah. Well, I also think it's because of where this is.
Talk a little louder.
Woo!
Okay, I've got it down lower now so that way it doesn't hit the red levels. Because I'm trying not to blast out your guys' eardrums. And these mics...
No, I noticed that. That's why I was like...
These mics are actually pretty sensitive. Like, I've been trying to...
Well, I was trying to adjust the volume here.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's messing with that. Because that's the...
Yeah, the volume thing,
I only
you turn
think
it
that
up or
would work
down.
if we weren't using this app.
Yeah.
Because I think this would work better for the volume end on this. That would work better for, like, if you're doing it on the Twitch program.
Yeah.
But each one's different.
Yeah. But yeah, like, in the first Knives Out movie, Chris Evans' character comes into play, and he's not white, he's a black sheep, and there's a part of the movie where you find out that he's less scummy than the rest of them. He's kind of a scumbag still, but he's less scummy. But he's the most sympathetic. And they're sitting down on the couch, and one of my favorite fucking parts of Knives Out happens, where he sits there and he points at everybody and he goes, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and definitely fuck you."
No,
and I'm like, and I'm just dying. I rewound it like 8 times because I was dying. It was so fucking...
I love that.
I don't know if you've ever been to a family gathering where, like...
somebody do that?
Where somebody just shows up who's the most sympathetic person, but everyone else is staring daggers at them, and they're all being assholes to this particular person, and that person just lets out, like, instead of, like, keeping it all inside, or instead of, like, being nice, you know, and being, like, the way everyone wants you to be or whatever, he just goes, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Well, it's
so funny.
It's like, fuck you because you're a douchebag. Fuck you because all you do is bitch about your life. And fuck you just because you're a cunt. Oh, and fuck you, Grandpa, because fuck you.
It was so funny. So in this movie, I was waiting for a moment like that, but it didn't happen.
It didn't give the description. It's just F you to everybody. But each one was slightly adjusted for the person.
Like, probably the part that I think that was stand out like that was probably the part where he's standing, where they're at the dinner, and the guy has placed multiple different clues throughout the room to solve his murder, and that's when the arrow comes out and hits the thing in the side of the room. You remember that part?
Oh, no. Are you talking about the arrow hitting the guy in the chest where he has the fake blood?
Yes. Yeah.
And I like the detective because he's like, no. Okay, you're going to die in this amount of time because she set up a time, with the... what was it? Crossbow that's right there on a timer because you did this to her,
Yep.
And the rich guy's like, you just killed the whole story.
Yeah, he's like, you just fucked up my entire thing. Like, I
screwed the whole weekend, jackass.
He's like, you realize that I've spent like weeks on curating that, putting that together, and making that work, and you just completely destroyed my entire weekend.
Somebody else to write the story and work this all out. You fucking
asshole.
You know how many millions this cost me to get?
Yeah, and then Bunrod just kind of goes, "I'm sorry. They can still hang out with you and stuff."
Kind of obvious.
And he's like, "I thought it was really obvious what was happening." And then he was just like, he's like, "You realize nobody's going to want to hang out, right? They're just going to pull out for the weekend." He's just like, "But they're your friends. You guys have known each other for years." He's like, "That don't fucking matter." And I'm like, watching this, and I'm like, just watch as he becomes right. Like, just watch as I start leaving.
They all try to get out.
Yep.
Like the detective said, or like he said, and it's like, the detective's like, I thought they were your friends. They're not those type of friends, motherfucker. Well, the first thought that popped into my head, it's like, yeah, they're my friends, but they're not those type of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
They're the friends that stick around because you're useful.
No, they're only around for your money.
Yeah.
How many friends would we have like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was funny as Benoit was just so blown away by that because because like at the beginning of the movie they show Benoit talking to these people online. And clearly, his culture, his friends are completely different. Which is, I thought it was amazing how they showed that part. Like, it seems so insignificant when they showed it, but then as the movie played out, you're like suddenly like, wait a minute, they mirrored him with the rich guy. They mirrored him because they showed his friends online, and then they showed this guy's friends in person, and they were completely different cultures. And I'm like, watch this, and I'm like, oh my god, like. I loved how he did that. How Ryan did that with the movie, like how he showed Benoit's friends versus rich guy's friends.
But see, that's always the thing. That's what everybody forgets. I'm your friend. I'll back you no matter what. Oh, you're poor. Go away.
I'm having trouble remembering the guy's name. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look it up on your phone.
That's true.
That's why we have phones. It's not to actually do anything with it during the broadcast other than look up names for characters or an actor or actress we can't remember.
Because I am terrible at that.
Just do Glass Onion cast.
I did.
Okay. But, yeah, no, I like the beginning where it just laid out what all supposedly happened, and then it went back and actually showed every little piece, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm enjoying this immensely.
Yes.
Especially the whole thing where at the beginning you find out she's not who she says she is. She's the twin sister.
Oh, by the way,
found the dead body.
Fun fact: you know who plays Miles Braun, Rich Guy? Guy I keep calling Rich Guy.
Yeah, I know the actor. I can't remember his name.
Before they recasted Mark Ruffalo or casted the original Hulk as Mark Ruffalo, guess who was in this movie?
That doesn't surprise me.
The very first Hulk from Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton. When I watched this movie, I was I recognize your face from somewhere, dude. And I kept watching the movie, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, it has not been that long since 2008. I remember you from somewhere. And then all of a sudden, I look in here, and I'm like, I looked it up, and I was like, Edward Norton? The fuck? The Hulk played this guy? Played Miles Braun?
That also shows that he's a good actor because he can.
Oh yeah, he played a completely different guy on this movie.
But I mean,
oh my god,
that's why certain actors, I love their shit. Why? Because just put them anywhere, they can do every role.
Yes, and Kate Hudson plays Birdie J. Dave Bautista played Duke Cody, video game streamer, men's rights activist on Twitch and YouTube. And then you've got Jessica Henwick as Peg, Birdie's assistant. And then you got Whiskey, Duke's girlfriend, the one we were talking about, who basically sleeps with Miles.
To get the boyfriend whatever she wants.
Yep.
And when the sister, who's pretending to be, I can't remember the character's name, the rich sister, twin.
Yeah.
Basically says, just leave his ass. No, you don't understand. I'm just with him because he has clout, so that way...
Yeah, Andy.
I can get my own clout and tell him to go fuck himself. I'm just using him as a pole vault to get to the next level. But truly, I don't love him. I just fuck him for clout.
Yes.
But see, I think it's funny that kind of makes me think of a few couples that I know of that are famous. It's like, oh yeah, no. They're just fucking for clout. Like, what's the actor's name? I'm drawing a blank. It's not in this movie. I'm
trying to think about what you're talking about.
Jack from Titanic.
Oh, you mean Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, DiCaprio. How the mythos is, and everybody's like, wait. He doesn't date any chick over 25. As soon as she turns 25, he breaks up with her. He shoves her away.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody making this comment on something I was watching, and yeah, but he hasn't broken up with his current girlfriend. She's almost about to turn 26. And they're like, God, it was less than a week later. He dumped her. And I'm just like, well, I mean, really?
You expected different?
I mean, y'all just literally preach this is what he does every time, but he hasn't done it yet to this one. We'll see what happens. Less than a week later. He did it again.
Yep.
I just think that sort of shit's funny because, I mean, what a lot of people don't understand, but as soon as they said that and I went looking at some stuff, what I noticed is he's doing that to still the youth and their energy slowly, and that's why he still looks as young as he does at his age. He's like 10 years, maybe 15 years older than me, like 50, 55, but he still looks like my age. 40.
Yes.
In between my age and your age, between 30 and 40 years old.
DiCaprio.
Oh, yeah. Leonardo.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, he's literally still in their youth. That's like jokes people made about Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife. He married a Kennedy. He married her to steal her Kennedy. That's how he got in the office. And I always thought that was funny. I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. That fucker don't need to steal shit. He's just like, I am. Bring it, bitch. But he also is a hard worker. He worked his fucking ass off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, with the movie, I just thought it was funny that her trying to get shot and then she had, was it a book or something in her pocket?
Yeah, she had a book with all the research that
that's right.
all the journal entries that Andy, the twin sister, had written down.
She was writing down who had motive and
and history
and one other thing, and she's like, "Oh, this is just like a clue."
Yep.
And the detective's like, "A what?"
Yep.
And she explained to him what the game was. He's like, "I never play games like that. They're always so boring to me." Well, of course, you're a professional detective. Of course, that would be boring. It's like that guy did it with this weapon in that room. We ain't even rolled the dice, motherfucker. You're right, you.
Now the question is how fast would the Bond how fast and how shorter would the Bond movies be if his James Bond had the same level of intellect and the same skills as Benoit Blanc in these movies?
But see, I don't even think it's that. It's more of the thing with 007 or James Bond.
Yeah.
The whole thing is he's going to stop something. But he gets distracted by ass and tits. And then he has to save ass and tits while finding out why the bad guy did what they did, because they always do the bad guy spiel where they have to give you a 3-page report on why they did it and what's going to happen.
Yes.
So you can stop them. Are you giving me a fucking 3-page report? Do you actually want to accomplish what you're trying to do? You dumb. I mean, but that's like, in my mind, that's also like the whole, like me telling you things. It's like, you're like, we'll see. I don't know. But that sort of stuff pops into my head. Either you see it or you don't.
Yeah.
And with Bond, his whole thing is, I have gadgets. It has nothing to do with the I know who's doing what and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just going to arrest them. I have to have proof.
Yeah.
So he literally waits until they admit it, and then, okay, now I have my proof, you're fucked. Or at least that's how I see James Bond, 007, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not I'm not smart enough to figure it out. No, we already know who, we just have to get the dumbass to admit it. So that way, okay, now you can't fight it. You've literally admitted it. And because my people are always recording and listening to me, because I always have some sort of device on me somewhere, listening, you were recorded. We have you. Go to jail.
Yep.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $2 million. Fuck off. But I mean, he's a good actor. He was a good actor before he did the
Bond movies.
Yeah. I think he's done 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's done. We got Daniel Craig, which I honestly, when I first watched Knives Out, the first one, it blew me away that he was playing that character the way he did it, when I knew for a fact he was Bond. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, but Alex West. Power of One, Obsession, Love and Rage, Love is the Devil, Study for a Portrait of Francis Bacon, The Trench. Those are a few of them. Fateless,
Casino
Infamous, Casino Royale.
Okay.
I wasn't naming off Bond movies, I was just naming off movies. The Golden Compass, The Invasion, Quantum of Solace, another James Bond movie.
He does a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, Cowboys and Aliens, The Dragon Tattoo, Skyfall, Spectre.
Have you ever watched Dragon Tattoo?
Yeah, it was slow.
It was a decent movie.
I'll have to rewatch it because, like, I was also a lot younger when it came out, I think.
Yeah, see, that's what I always get. I always think
2011.
I would never watch that movie. When did you watch it? When I was like 10. Rewatch it.
Yeah.
The shit you will see from like a kid to being an adult, even watching it as a kid, like 10 and under.
Yeah.
Watch it in the teenage years between like 15 and 18, and then watch it when you're like 30.
When I was...
Oh my god, the different shit you see.
Graduating in 2009, I was turning 18 that year. And then, so it would have been 2 years after that. So I would have been 21 when that movie came out. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, every decade, if you watch the same movies...
Yep.
Because, I mean, once you hit a certain decade, it's with your kids. So, hey, watch the movie I watched when I was a kid. Let's see if my adult brain pulls out something like, that innuendo. Well, no wonder it's a kid movie. Kids would not understand a goddamn word of it, but the adults are always laughing in the background.
Yeah.
But see, that's where I was weird. Because the innuendos... Because Russell, Dad, was never like... He didn't try to not say stuff in front of me. He was always straightforward and 100%. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Not always a good thing. But I mean, by the time I was in 4th, 5th grade...
Yeah.
Before I went to middle school, I was getting jokes adults were telling, or innuendos they were saying, so that way the kids wouldn't understand. And I'm the one kid. And go back to what I was doing, or just laugh at the joke, and the other adults you understood that? Well, yeah, that's like a stupid joke. How would nobody understand that? And the rest of the kids are around me are just like blank face, like they didn't see the innuendo, they didn't understand the joke. It's like, how do you not understand that?
Yep.
But I mean, that's also a weird thing. That's like, the wife telling me, don't say that around the kids, you shouldn't tell them that stuff. Why? That made me so more intelligent and so more ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a bad thing. You just got to be like, don't look. Oh, thanks. Now everybody's like, you're an idiot. Can I wake you up to reality? Smile more. It's like Mom and Russell's always told me, Mom and Dad, it's the fake it till you make it.
Yes.
So everything's shitty. So smile until you're actually happy, no matter what happens. Yes. Which one will piss off the people who are angry more than anything, and two, you'll not be in a crappy mood. You'll be like, yeah, fun, let's do stuff. That's why I like being called the fun, happy, kiddish, innocent, to the point of, yay, life is wonderful.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that people will come at that thing with this combative, negative
anger.
Yeah, because like they're just like, oh, you're being too happy, or oh, you need to be more responsible and serious and shit. And I'm just like, and me and myself, I'm like going, okay, so what you're telling me is that you want me to be more negative and be angry all the time, and I don't want to live there.
2 years?
About a year and a half, and you kept pulling me out to the canyon, or you kept pulling me to the gym because I would get stuck in my anger, and I would get stuck.
Let's go do shit.
Yeah, I would get stuck in a negative mentality because of the fact that I just was so used to being there. And then like and that's the irony, is people will tell you over and over again, oh, well, you need to work on your anger issues, you'll need to work on this or that. When in reality, they're not doing the work themselves. They're just simply telling you to do it.
I love those people. You need to work on you. No. I am working on me.
Yeah.
You're angry. What do you need to talk about? Not his.
We go to family gatherings.
Persona.
Yes, you go to family gatherings, and he puts on a face to make everyone happy. And this time he was his most authentic self, and he wrote a song where he was angry and he has daddy issues about how dad has treated him, how dad has treated all of us. And
how dad treats himself. Also.
Yeah, because I've
heard it from all of you.
I really asked him. I was like,
his head out of his own ass. Plus, he needs to quit treating us like we're the bad guys.
Yeah, like I asked him. I was like, what caused you to write this about dad? And is it about dad? I just want to be sure that I'm hearing it. I want to hear that. You never fucking know. And like I wanted to like get a clarification on it to be like, hey, am I hearing this right? Hey, blah blah blah. Because I don't want to assume that it's about a thing when it really is about something else completely different. And he was like, no, that's about dad. And no, it's that where I was coming from when I sang it and screamed it, where I was writing it, it was about that. And he's like, and I was like, so you're telling me as you became your most authentic self during this recording? And he's like, there's no other way to do it. He was gathering. I was like, well, if you hugged him more, maybe he'll write a song about hugging. Or maybe if you came at him a bit less toxic or negative, and you worked it out with him a bit more, and you like weren't trying to attack him or whatever's going on that's causing the conflict. If you fixed it and you worked on fixing the issues, like honestly and authentically, rather than like trying to be like saving face or trying to be like, oh well, I'll apologize to you, but I'm still going to be a dick. Then give him inspiration or something. Like, us writers, we don't like writing things that we don't know. We don't like writing things that, don't feel authentic to us. Is it working just fine?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to put this around the whole thing.
And I was like, I told him straight up, I was like, if you want him to write something that's all lovey-dovey and shit, then give him inspiration. Like, don't...
Be the lovey-dovey banner.
Yeah, don't fucking, allow somebody else, whether it's your wife or whether it's somebody else, control or influence or manipulate the situation or give impressions or whatever the hell is going on there. Don't allow that.
Don't let an external
force
to disrupt your true self.
Right, and also
basically what I was telling you at the beginning.
Yeah, and to cause your relationship with your son to sour. Like us writers will write when we're told to write authentically and we're told to write, the best way we can, and when everyone gets all excited about it and is like, oh yeah, this could be amazing, blah blah blah, and then like especially when they're like, oh, are you writing about me or are you? Am I in the story? If you have a bad relationship with your person that you're a family member with, and you're asking if we are writing you in a story, be fucking terrified, because chances are, if we put you in there, you're either dying horrifically or something else is going on, because if you have a bad relationship with that person, it's not going to end well.
Like you talking about the supposed bad guy in your books.
Right.
And how...
Demon character.
Well, no, the main one.
Completely fictional, yes. You actually kind of remembered his name, Braxton.
Okay. But how he's like... He wants to woo her and do all this stuff, but you're the bad guy.
Yep.
No, I'm the good guy in my story. You fuck off. This has nothing to do with you. This is a thing here. I'm the good guy. I saved her soul. Don't come at me because you're a weakling.
Right, yes.
And when some of the way you describe him or have said that you read a scene on the Discord with the group you're...
Or Twitter,
whichever. The little group you're in, well, the few of them you're in, where you read him, they're like, I love him, and you're like, I don't see why they like him, he's the bad guy. And then I always put it to you, yeah, but who else does everybody see as a bad guy sometimes, but yet they love him? Me.
Yeah, and
I'm like,
and I love the fact that
you accidentally or not even knowing it, because we didn't hang out a lot at the time you wrote the first book.
Yeah, first iteration of the character.
Yeah, but how he's evolving, or how he is kind of how I am. It's the arrogance in a way that pisses off everybody, but at the same time, everybody that's watching from the third person point of view, not in the little bubble where I'm talking or interacting, who don't like me, all the third party point of views, oh, we love him, he's awesome, when's he coming back?
Yes, I remember that. And what's funny is, I love the fact that you identify with the character so much that you like bring that up a lot, because like it means that I built the character so well.
You're talking about putting people in the story, and
yes.
I not even you did it on purpose, but the way you wrote the character, I'm like, okay, that's me, that's my character. I'm the voice for that character. It done.
I'll take it. It's fun. I'll take it. I know that quite a few people in that in the servers, they absolutely fucking love that character. And I'm like going, I told them, like, deadass, I was like, when I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, you didn't realize that I originally took Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street, gave him a little bit, put him a little bit different, changed his attire, changed the way he talked and stuff, and then just put him in the story as Braxton, right? Like, he's originally inspired by Freddy Krueger. He's kind of inspired by a creepy monster. And they're like, well, that's cool. And I'm like, okay then.
But see, that also says to me, it's kind of like the Andrew Tate thing. It's like, he's the bad guy. But if you actually sit down and watch half his shit, he's not a bad guy, but yet it's his bad guy arc, which is actually also his hero arc. Because he's an arrogant ass, because he had to be the tough guy with the kickboxing, and because that was the way he was raised.
I think it's so fucking ironic about the Tate situation. Because of the fact that...
I'm saying... He even said that they were going to try to throw him in jail next, and what happened? But see, that's why I sent you that tiny clip
The
earlier.
reason I'm saying that is how many people on the internet do you see saying they love a fucking villain? And saying they love a bad guy. And they say they love the Dark Lord guy, or they love this guy who happens to have dark traits or whatever the fuck. And they're like, can you tell me so evil? I'm like...
How many of the
so
people
you like
who
it?
are actually bad guys in comic books or stories would actually be considered not a bad guy arc, a hero arc, because they haven't gotten to the point. Their whole point of living and existing, which is what makes them look like the bad guy, is actually what makes them a good guy. That's like the whole Karate Kid thing.
Yeah.
When you have anybody, because I've seen it on, I can't remember what TV show it was, but it was like, I do. It was, I just lost it. Brain. Oh, no, How I Met Your Mother. The cynical character in that who's always trying to bang all the chicks.
Yeah.
Or at least that's his arc for the most of the seasons.
Yeah.
He's always the player, the permanent bachelor.
I mean, Doogie Howser.
Same actor, yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
I love him. But not in that way, people. But
I
just throw that out there.
I understand. Neil is pretty flaming, so.
Well, maybe if I'm in LA. I'm kidding. But I got the laugh. That's what I was going for. See, there's the comedian in me. But I mean, it's the thing of. I lost my thought. I started laughing and I lost my thought because you just love the point of view I put on there.
It was pretty funny.
But how he talks about the kid who's supposedly the bad guy in the first Karate Kid, the original. But yet, how's he the bad guy? A new kid moves into town, literally starts talking to his girlfriend. He sees that he's trying to get his girlfriend and steal him away from him, so he goes into, I'm going to kick your ass, quit trying to steal my girlfriend. And what happens is, he goes about it the wrong way. His intentions are good. Stop trying to be a dick and steal my girlfriend, you dirty sack of shit that just moved into town, you fucking noob. But yet, he looks like the bad guy. Because he's taught by the guy in charge of the karate dojo he's in. Don't be weak. Never back down. Beat the shit out of him.
You're talking about Karate Kid?
Yeah. But I mean, it's the supposed bad guy part.
Yeah.
How his character in How I Met Your Mother says, no, the stupid kid who moved in, the Karate Kid, is the bad guy.
Huh.
It's a bad guy arc, because he comes in, tries to steal the other guy's girlfriend, but yet he beats the crap out of the guy in the end, and gets the trophy, and steals it from the guy who's won it for the last 5 years straight.
Yeah.
So he literally is the bad guy from that guy's point of view.
Interesting.
But I mean, stuff like that, when it gets brought up, or like how Darth Vader's original goal was to become the Emperor of the universe by taking out the Emperor,
Yeah.
the bad guy, so that way everybody could live in peace, harmony, and basically with the light side. He had to go to the dark side to try to get the light side to win.
Yeah. Still don't understand why Darth Vader didn't just get high on Bacta juice and then frickin' heal from all of his wounds and then kick Palpatine's ass.
But see, because after he got injured, Palpatine was the one slowing his healing.
Oh, you're thinking that he slowed down the healing power.
He also put armor on him that couldn't fully work to give him his full force capabilities, and he did that because what is the dark side? Pain, narrow view, everything's blunt. It's either yes or no. You're right or you're wrong. And if you're wrong, I'm going to kill you because you're trying to stop me from saving everybody else.
Right.
It's the anger. So if you're in pain and always angry, that's how the Emperor, Palpatine, fucked Anakin into being a full Sith.
Yeah.
He fucked him on purpose. He gave him... They even go into it in some of the comic books.
Vader, we grant you the rank of master.
He should be, because he literally did the one... What he thought would get him to the end goal he wanted. But because he didn't want anything to happen to his wife, the love of his life...
Yep.
He was the one who pushed that forward. Like, I see where my villain arc in other people's stories is actually my hero arc.
Interesting.
I see how I'm the bad guy, but at the same time, I'm also the superhero or the good guy in more people's stories than I am the bad guy.
Speaking of you've talked about Abraxan briefly. In chapter 4, which is, I remember I finished part 1. Like the alternate cut. I finished part 1. I wrote chapter 4. That took me a while, but I got it written. And then part 5 sort of just happened. It was like I farted in the kids' room, and an hour and a half later, a chapter was written. That's literally how it happened. And the crazy part about that story is that in chapter 4, Abraxan starts teaching Peter about how to use his Shadowfing powers. It's part of a twist for later, but...
I'm going to teach you the dark side so that way it doesn't corrupt you.
Right, and he teaches him Shadowfing powers, and I thought it was so novel on how he does that, because Abraxan's supposed to be the bad guy, and yet he teaches Peter stuff in action, because, his dad's talking to him about the inheritance, he's talking about the legacy, but Abraxan is showing him how some of it works. And I thought it was pretty awesome, because when I was writing that, I was like, you mean to tell me the villain of the story is teaching the hero some tricks?
The bad guy isn't the bad guy. He's just presumed to be the bad guy because he has the classification as demon.
Yep.
Because he was born as a demon. Just because you were born as a demon doesn't mean you have to be a bad guy.
There's no technical bad guy in this universe.
That's like Sith. That's like the original Sith.
Yes.
The red skin thing. They were born with a natural ability to tap into the dark side of the Force.
Yeah.
The emotional side of the Force. Not the Jedi, no emotion, try to make everything better.
Yeah, the Jedi or Jedi, like it's spelled Jedai.
It's Jedi.
Yeah, they are actually not either side. Like they're completely neutral and they use both sides.
They are true Jedi.
Yeah, like they use both dark and light side. And
well, I like the original story about that.
Yeah.
How her brother taps more into the dark side, doesn't keep it, the yin and yang, 50-50, 100%.
Yes.
I like that from a story point of view, as she knows when to use it, but yet doesn't let it take over her.
Yeah.
But in my mind, that also goes back to the whole muck thing. I know it's there. I'm going to use it to make myself more powerful, to take out the bad guy, or who I perceive as the bad guy.
Yes.
But that's the funny part about every story and every life. Your perception is only what you see, so your perception might be complete bullshit. Don't forget that.
Yep.
It's like, well, this is what happened from my point of view. Okay, do you know what happened from the other person's point of view? No, because they're an asshole. Did you ask them, why are you being a dick to me? Why are you being an ass? What did I do to you? Well, this is what I heard from somebody else. So this is what I saw from what you did at this point. Oh, so you have no clue what the actual implications for what I was trying to do or what my goal was. You just assumed, because you deal with people who instantly go to harm and maim, I'm going to harm and maim.
Yep.
And that's where I laugh at stories. Look at the bad guy. Da, da, da. Actually, he's not the bad guy. Wait, what? That also goes back to Megamind. He's the bad guy because he was raised in a prison. Actually, he's a better good guy than the good guy.
Yep. What's the difference between a villain and a supervillain? Presentation!
Right? I mean, it's not false.
Yep.
I mean, stuff like that where my brain instantly goes, see, he wasn't the bad guy. Nobody looked at him different, though. Oh, you're raised in a prison, that means you're evil or dark.
Yep.
You're a criminal instantly. Who the fuck gave you the right to put a tag on me, motherfucker? I was like, you're a right winger. Actually, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Screw your right, screw your left. How about I'm in the middle?
Yeah. Centrist is where it's at. I mean, you want to be...
I mean, most people are right down the middle. It's 50-50. I want to be able to own a gun, but yet if I shouldn't have to use it because the world should work in a way where that's not something I need to do. But I'm going to own one and have one. Why? Because the Constitution says I can have a gun to shoot you if you fuck up and cross the line.
Essentially.
I mean, the Constitution also says everybody grab your damn guns, and if the president or the Congress fucks up, click, click, fuckers aren't in charge no more. That is our United States right and our God-given right to say, fuck you, eat a bullet, we're going to do shit my way. And I love how everybody's got, no, we must accept everybody, we must become soft. It's like, okay, be the weak man, which creates shitty times, which create strong men, because your kids or grandkids are going to be the strong assholes who take back over and control and, push it back straight where everything's the easy life. That's like the old saying. Hard life makes strong men. Strong men make easy life. Easy life make weak men. Weak men make hard life. Hard life make hard men. It's
like a wave effect.
It's constant. It's the old saying. Everything repeats.
Yeah.
In a small scale or a big scale. You just got to know how to take 5 steps back and watch. And see if what's happened before is happening again. Look, they're trying to control us. They tried to shove us all in our house and make us stay. I'm sorry, when all of that COVID shit was happening, did I stay in my house?
No.
Dude, I was always out. I was always doing shit. With my kids, with you, with Nephi. Fucker, I was moving. I didn't stop for 5 seconds. Did you catch COVID because of it? Maybe, possibly. Did it kill me? No. Why? Because I go to the gym. I work out. I'm strong and resilient.
I remember how I was like putting pushback towards us going to the gym initially because of the whole COVID bullshit, and part of it was because of the fact that your sister, my wife, was so dead set against even leaving the house at all because of the COVID, and you were like, oh, come on, if we go to the gym, that means we'll be healthy, and if we're healthy, that means we'll fight the virus even more if we do catch it. And after, like,
we won't die.
Yeah, and she did catch it eventually, she did, but she was the one that...
all caught it.
Yeah, but
I mean, you all walked away healthy and not dying.
And I think that the gym helped me deal with it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was out for a good 2 to 3 weeks because of the fact that the virus and shit. But at the same time, the only thing it really did was it felt like the head cold, or it felt like I had a head cold that was on steroids. That's the most it ever did.
Flu.
Yeah, it was like a
flu.
It was like a mild. It was like a mild fever with a really strong head cold, and sometimes I had trouble walking in a straight line, so it felt like I was drunk. But it was COVID.
No, that's called CMT. Welcome to having part-time CMT, bitch. I'll throw that one at you just for a ha-ha and see if you like it.
And like, what's funny is I went to the Dollar Tree with a mask on, and the sad part is the mask wasn't considered a medical mask, but it was still a mask and everything. But I would go there and I would get the 2,000 milligram emergencies, and I would just constantly stock up on emergency with water and stuff. And I would just chug the water every day with the emergencies. So I was getting hydrated and I was getting milligrams and stuff, and so I was heavily fighting it and stuff. But I think for some reason, like, the gym combined with the vaccine helped me like pile drive the COVID.
What helped you was you got the vaccine right before you got it, so you were still able to kick its ass.
Yeah, well, I got it like in May. I got the vaccine in May, so it was like about.
That's right, you got sick before.
Yeah, because you got the vaccine shortly before I did, and then I got the vaccine.
I got it to see if
right as summer was starting. I got the vaccine, and then like 6 months later, everybody gets sick.
Because what was it? It's not the last Joe Rogan. It's 2 back.
Yeah.
The whole thing was this guy talking about how they've proven that the vaccines aren't actually. Well, he was talking about how they're not actually vaccines. They're I can't remember the word he used. But it's not a vaccine.
Interesting. Pretty sure a needle went under me.
Or some shit. Well, no, it's supposed to put the stuff in your system so that way your immune system is able to fight the disease better. But it's not an actual vaccine because it doesn't have any of the dead virus, so that way your body knows what to kill.
Yeah, that's right, because vaccines and shots and shit are supposed to be like a dead version of it.
Vaccine is a complete bullshit lie, and when I, listening to it from them actually giving valid sources and talking about people who did the research and people who, at the beginning, thought it was a good thing, and then, after so far into it, finding out all the bad shit that happened.
Yep.
And all the bad shit that can happen from getting it. I'm just like, I didn't even feel anything. So, whatever.
I felt mild arm pain. And not just because it was the needle going into me, but I felt mild arm pain, mild chest pain, and then it was done. I took some painkillers.
And I went to the gym because my shoulder was hurting, stretched out the muscle, and it was done in like a day.
Yeah, and you had said that you did that. And so when we went to the gym, after the first 2 days of getting the vaccine, we went to the gym and we did extra arm exercises on the arm that had the needle, on the needle that went into it, on the arm that the needle went into, and after that my arm was fine. After that there was nothing, no problems whatsoever.
See, here's the funny part. I'm not a medical professional. No, it's called I'm disability. I'm handicapped. I know, oh crap, because my muscles act a certain way, your muscles will act faster than mine does because it takes twice as much for me to do to get the same effect you do as a regular person.
And recently we've been seeing that a lot because we'll be doing the one workouts and stuff, and you'll be doing a version of the workout, and then I'll end up adding weight to it because it's me.
But see, there's the thing. You're the weightlifter. I'm the bodybuilder.
I'm like a hybrid of both though, because like I can do both.
Well, no, because you're trying to up your weight.
Yeah.
That's more of the weightlifter thing, because it's like if we put you in a competition where you're going to be doing squats and this and this and this. So for the next 2 months or 6 months, we work on those exercises alone to get your strength so far up, so that when you go to competition, I lifted the most weight, bitch.
What was funny is I was wearing the Gryffindor shirt the other day, and we'd gone to the gym that day, and we did. I'm trying to remember the exact exercise. I think it was the up.
Wednesday?
Yeah, the up.
Chest.
It was the chest workout primarily.
And it was oh, you're talking about the Arnold press.
Yeah, Arnold press, and then like the chest press and like some of the other stuff. I came back from the gym, and Amber was doing this. Like, hey baby, and like because my chest was ultra super pronounced, and I was just like, raw, and like it was just
gym pump.
Yeah, it was just habitual freaking chest pump.
No. We're gonna do a scene. You're gonna be shirtless. You're gonna make sure you do enough, bench press it or push-ups and curls, and reverse curls for your tricep. So that way, when you walk out on stage, it's on camera. Bam! Oh, and remember, you're not drinking water for the next 3 days because we're recording. Because when you're dehydrated, your body just and extenuates the muscles.
Yeah.
That's why most actors are like, it fucking sucks to be a superhero. Because you don't drink a lot of water when you shirt get ripped off or something happens and you're shirtless.
Yeah.
Especially for the guys, because you gotta show the muscles. So, not drinking a lot of water, basically dehydrated and
and the muscles show more.
Oh yeah. Especially if you were doing a bodybuilder competition, you wanted to show muscles, you basically dehydrate. And right before you go on stage, you basically eat carbs like bread.
Yeah.
So that way your muscles get the fuel to go. And you also do workouts.
Yeah.
So I watch Jesse James West and his other channel, Jesse James East, but he's done it was a few months back on his channel, maybe a month back, but he did a bodybuilder competition, and then he basically a month later, it just came out here recently right after Christmas, he showed him doing basically a month's worth of workouts for a weightlifting competition.
Yeah.
And the differences, and how he got, I think it was first place in one section of the bodybuilder, and I think it was first, second, something else. And on the just weightlifting, it was second place out of the whole comp for his weight size and where he was. Yeah. So I mean, you don't need to go in excess, but also the funny part about weightlifters is it doesn't matter if you have a six-pack. It's just how much can you lift. Yeah. so that stuff to me, it's like I don't care what I can lift. I want to be the bodybuilder. I want to look like I am Arnold at his best. Yeah. Because Arnold was he wasn't the tallest guy, but he was the biggest guy. I mean, he was built like a motherfucker. Yeah. Damn day.
That's part of why, a lot of times when I go to the gym, guys that are in my head whenever I'm weightlifting, especially when I'm trying to emulate and stuff, is Arnold and The Rock. Those are two of them that I end up trying to emulate. Not necessarily John Cena, even though I probably should, because John Cena's pretty ripped too. But
John Cena, I think, is more of he's always lifted weights. Yeah. I mean, because he's even talked about it before he even went to the WWE. That was he wanted to be a wrestler, so he started young, just lifting to be that guy. Yeah. And when he got older, you can tell he shrunk a little bit. Because it's your body evenally.
Then he became a peacemaker, and he became 3 times as big.
Well, see, and there's one of the things that I've heard on a few other broadcasts I've listened to about how, well, with The Rock being like in his 50s and being 3 times more ripped than he has ever been for Black Adam.
Yeah.
He won't admit it.
You think he's doing roids?
Not roids, just certain. Well, they're not called roids anymore. They're anabolic. Some of them are steroids, but some of them are just supplements. You know, like supplements.
I felt pretty fucking good being non-roided, grabbing the 55-pound weight, and then doing the standing shoulder workout like that, and doing like 20 reps at a time. And you're like, you're gonna blow your fucking shoulder, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
It's like, if you do all of them, you will, and then you like stopped after like 2 or 3 sets. And you're like, okay, no, I got to that point. Now I gotta go down.
I did it on both shoulders and shit, and like I did it to 55. And the reason why I did it to 55 is because it was like 5 pounds more than 100, or 5 pounds less than a halfway point that The Rock was doing in that one video where he did the 100-pounder.
What was it? I always think it's funny. I gotta get to 100 pounds. I gotta get to that. But see, I've also seen guys who are past Olympia winners. It's like, no, you don't have to do that. I mean, if you can,
I see them doing it, and I want to do it.
to see if you can do it, or prove that you can do it. That's fine, but you shouldn't do that all the time. You could do a just as hard a workout. Just go like half the speed with the reps, with like 20 to, well, usually about 20 to 15 pounds.
Like you were doing with the standing Arnold press, and you were like doing really slowly, but you were making sure your form was perfect.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't think it was perfect. Pretty damn close, though.
You were trying to. Like, that's what you told me, because I was sloppy as fuck, but I was still doing it, and I'm looking over.
Yeah, my thing was, alright, gotta.
And you're just all like, you're like doing yours, and you're like going, hey, I'm just making sure my form is good, and I'm just like, okay, well, I did more reps.
But see, and also the funny part, because I don't know, because at the time nobody ever talked about it, but he's admitted years later that, he took roids, and, well, they are steroids, but I always thought it was weird calling them roids. It's like, it's a steroid, or it's an anabolic assister. But I mean, you can go overboard with it.
Yeah.
But it's the thing of,
so I just drink the muscle milk, and that's good. I just drink protein and keep myself hydrated.
Yeah. I kind of got out of doing that. And actually, because I got out of doing that, I've been eating a lot less than just drinking a buttload of liquids. I've actually lost a little bit of belly. So I'm like, okay, I just need to go back to maybe not just pure protein, just doing my bullshit diet I used to do. But you know me, I jump around depending on what I feel like, so.
Yeah. You gonna talk to the camera, Simba? You gonna go, woo!
What the fuck, motherfucker? I saw that flex. That what the hell?
Yeah, like he was just like.
At me, jackass.
He was just like, the fuck? Simba, everyone.
A meow is a cat bitching or complaining at you.
Yeah.
A purr is I love you.
Yes. And that means that he bitches a lot because he's just like, wow, wow, wow. And I'm just like going, are you hungry? And he just goes, wow.
I always think it's funny when people hear cats actually speak words.
Yeah. Like, wow, wow.
Or just anything.
He goes, right now.
But I mean, I think it's funny who people who don't have cats like, your cat just spoke English. Well, no shit, jackass. That's what I speak with to it.
Yes.
Because you can teach any animal to speak any language, especially if that's the one you speak around them and talk to them as. Like, if I spoke to everybody else in English and only spoke to my cats in Spanish, they speak back in Spanish. Yep. Which would be fucking hilarious to listen to. But What you just said, big asshole. I mean, it'd become a big hoot and a holler, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
You see it? Simba, go. Woo. Woo. Right there in the microphone. Woo.
That's a giant fucking no. However, you were yelling was getting that ear to twitch. Stop it, God damn it. His ear was like, no!
It's funny, so the microphone's
Stop
gone.
cussing at me.
When the microphone's gone, he'll be like, and when the minute Karnage goes and leaves, he'll be like, wow.
Well, because he knows that the first one, I'm like, shut up. We're broadcasting, or quit crying.
Yes.
Go take care of yourself. You like digging in bags anyways. I mean, both your cats do, so.
There was one day where you walked in and, like, we had 2 cat bags because the one was left over and the other one was brand new. And Karnage comes in, walks the room, looks over, and sees both jackasses sitting on the counter, and they're both, their heads are stuck deep in the bags. And they're both like this, and, you know, you can tell they're eating. And he's just like, fat fuck, stop eating. And then, as if, like, on unison, both of them, their heads come out of the bag almost at the same time, look at Karnage and go, the fuck you say? And then all of a sudden their head goes right back in the bag, almost on key on perfect timing.
I remember that. But I mean, this one's the fatter one. It's also the fluffier one, so.
Yes.
But I mean, they're not near as fat as they were, which is good for them.
Especially with him dealing with muscle pain.
That just means he's an old bastard.
Yeah, he's like, he was a year and a half older than Orion when Orion was born. So, when Orion was born, he was 1.5. So, with Orion turning 8 soon, he's about 9.5.
He was 10 cat years old.
Yeah, so he's about 9.5 now.
Which is... well, whatever that is. It's 60 something. He's in his 60s.
He's older. And he doesn't like being around the kids either. Like, the kids will try to pet him and he'll swipe at them. I had to hit him on the head earlier because he was trying to swipe.
That's funny because the younger cats in my house are the ones who
Are the ones that are
away.
Yeah, the ones that are dicks.
Chica, because of how old she is, she just can't. It's like, Chica, put your damn nails up. While she's walking across the carpet, you having issues today? Just gives me a look, fuck you.
Yes.
And I just laugh at it because I'm like, I'm not bitching at you because you're doing it. I'm bitching at you to tell you to stop.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's almost to the age where don't care in my face, asshole. she's at the age where she almost can't control anything. I mean, shit, we got her when Amber was fuck. Let's see, we moved into this house in 07? I think.
Yeah, I was told it
06
was.
or 07?
I was told it was around then, or 06 or 07.
And we got Chica like, let's see, 3-4 years into this house, so 10. And she was brand new, baby, so 12 years old.
Yeah, because I came around.
She's 12 to 15 years old. I'm giving an approximate because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I came into the picture around 2010-ish.
Yeah, and we'd had her for, yeah, because no, we got her a year or two before Connor was born. Connor was born in 10. So yeah, no, we got her in 7. Yeah, fuck. She's 15, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, because
cat years, that's times 7, so she's 85.
Wow.
She's an old bitch. Your jackass is younger than my cat, but I mean,
yes. He's about,
I mean, she's still running around kicking ass and taking names though at her age.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, she's still got to fight. She's still got fight in her. She even comes and cuddles with me anytime I lay down. Ooh, that means cuddle time. Cuddle. What are you doing?
Yes.
But I love her.
She's also smaller than Simba.
She's always been tiny little dude. I mean, if Shadow wouldn't have died because of the stupid cunts that were living in the catty corner house, Shadow was black, but that was my cat.
Yeah.
Pure muscle. Basically, bodybuilder cat. Ah! Because he was ripped.
Yeah.
Like a sumbitch. Plus, he had short hair like Chica does. Not like this dude with the long hair. I mean, he was ripped as shit. I love that cat. And then Amber stole him. Because she stole him and he was always up here with her and Todd. He ended up getting raped by the damn dog. Fucking stupid dog. It's kind of why I don't like your dog. Because Amber bought a dog just like the fucking little asshole Russell brought home.
You're talking about fucking Biscuit?
Yeah. Dad brought the dipshit home, but yet it kept biting Connor because it was an old dumb mutt.
Yeah.
And I got told I gotta go take it to the fucking shelter. Motherfucker, you brought this bitch in the house. You brought this asshole in the house that's picking on my kid because it can't just
deal with himself. Yeah.
We'll deal with his pain. Alright, fine. You don't want him. Get him out of the house at 7 a.m. They don't open until 9, and I didn't know that at the time. Got there, I'm like, just get the name tag off. Out, dipshit.
Yeah.
Okay, close the door. Bye, dumb fuck. Literally just went down, flipped the bitch, and bye. I'm sorry, you're gonna come at my kid. And Connor was 5? No.
I thought he was like 2 or 3.
Like 1.
I thought, yeah, because when I came in the picture, Connor was about 2 months old.
Well, no, I meant the dog started biting him when it was like 1, 2, walking around.
Oh.
Or maybe it was a little bit older than that. But yeah, no, it's just the stupidity of the dog biting my kid. Because I mean, also, Connor being the first grandkid and everybody always talking. Anybody who did, don't you fucking baby talk my child, I'll bust your damn face. Why are you yelling at me? Because, I'm sorry, does goo-goo gaga work in regular words? No, don't fucking goo-goo gaga my child. My child is learning to speak. Aren't you, Connor? Yep. Motherfucker. What? No, what?
What's even funnier?
To her. Because, I mean, first word he said, hi. Nobody. I said, hi, Connor. Hi. Yes.
So what's funnier is I actually learned the whole new Goo Goo Gaga shit from you guys. Like that's like
yeah, you got that from us.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
When I was taking care of Arian, very first child and stuff, like Amber was trying to do the Goo Goo Gagas, and I'm like, the fuck do you think Tim and Teresa are gonna do if they fucking hear you do Goo Goo Gaga bullshit? And she's like, well, he's just so cute, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like. Learn if he's gonna learn English. Gotta learn English.
The only reason I know not to do the goo goo gaga bullshit, like the, oh you're too cute, that shit, is because I knew a girl when I was doing youth bowling league back in Oklahoma, and the chick was like 16, 17. She had the goo goo gaga voice her whole life and always talked like this. 2 twins, one that talked normal, one that talked in the goo goo gaga little baby voice.
Wow.
Nice rack. Nice ass. But I was only like 12. But, time! Oh, they were hot. Right at the upper end of getting at the youth. So like I said, between 16 to 18. Oh yeah, they were. Oh. But I mean, I was a young little shit. But I mean, the one that went goo goo gaga, I'm like, I would break you. I already knew back then. I'm like, I'd wreck you if I got you. You try to do that, and oh, the fun and pain it would cause. But I mean, I've always been that guy. It's like, I could torture you and your happiness. This might be fun. But I mean, that's where my brain goes, ooh, you like being tortured. Well, let's see where your pain level is. Let's see where your line is.
Yeah.
Let's go there. I mean, ex-wife, current wife, many of my girlfriends couldn't handle me giving them a hickey. Because that tooth,
Yeah.
or my tongue is, on the back of it, it has a little stabber. I have one on each side. I literally am a vampire. I bite. You're gonna draw blood! Because it's literally, the teeth are flat, but there's that little back piece. It's just enough. It's like a millimeter, maybe 2, down from the back of the tooth. It's just a stiff spot.
Yeah.
And it's on the 2 teeth that are usually the slightly further back vampire teeth, not the front ones. It's what I would consider the more traditional vampire, because they're not up front where you can see them. They're hidden. And oh yeah, just yank. Yank.
Yes.
You want a hickey? I give you one. You ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. I'm a neck biter. All my girlfriends always loved that coming up through middle school and high school.
I remember the chicks that I gave hickeys to before Amber, and then I remember how Amber's reaction was to the hickeys.
Ow, stop!
At first it was like she was saying that, and then she kept getting me to do it. And I was like, the fuck, you hate pain. And she's like, could I like this pain?
You see, there's the funny part. Most people who can't stand pain, pain is a kink.
Yeah.
And me, who feels no pain 99% of the time, you want to give me pain? Alright, let's have some fun with this. Because I'm sorry, if I don't feel pain, and you think, because you like pain as a kink, you're going to hurt me and get me hard? No. I'm having fun by you attempting to hurt me. I get a kick out of watching you attempt to hurt me. So, I mean, like you were telling, like you and Amber told Tika, it's like, oh no, he has a dominant personality.
Yeah.
It's the thing. Yeah, the dominance comes with, oh, you think you can hurt me? Try me. Let's see where we can go with this. The fuck? Because I know brats, they would feed off that.
I remember when I told Tika outside, I was like, he will cornhole your ass. And she was like, wait, what? And I'm like, he will pile drive your ass. He will cornhole it. He will turn it inside out. How else do you want me to put it?
He will rip you a new butthole and smile while doing it.
I was like, you'll gain a new vagina in the process. Either that or your asshole will turn into a vagina.
Well, she made some comment. I can't know for drama. But I mean, I hadn't had, in a while, so it was kind of the whole thing of, it's not going to be my usual 30-minute show, so.
Yeah.
You're going to get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't going anywhere because the other person bitched out. Or
even after she agreed to it.
yeah, right. Funny part is, you and Amber told me she was the one that brought it up first and agreed to it first.
Yeah, like she brought it up to us at like a bragging tone and was like, "How you know her to be? She was doing that."
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but I mean, no. But see, here's the funny part. She tells her dad, "I won't quit pushing it and trying to get into her pants." It's like, no, you said stop, quit in a playful tone. Oh, we're gonna play with this? Okay, poke. Poke. Are you done? Do you actually want me to quit? Because your quit is not a quit, it's a stop it.
right.
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna give me that tone, then don't expect me to quit. If you're being playful, then this is just me goofing off, giving you shit, and harassing you in the way you want. Well, no, that's what the quit means. That's a harassment.
Yeah, it's not a hard no. It's more like a
I want it. I just don't want to admit to it.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And then Dad, Joe, coming at me like, she said. I'm like, really? From her? The one who's pregnant. I ain't even come. You want me to try? And I'm the one trying to get in your pants, bitch. If you're gonna brag to me, prove it or shut up.
I literally deadass said around Joe, I was like, so who's trying to get in whose pants? Him or you? And I wasn't saying that about Joe. I was saying that about respective parties. And Joe the whole time was dying. He was like, oh my god, you went there. And I'm like, of course I'm gonna fucking go there. Who do you think I am?
That was the best part. And you know, when other people's stupidities came in, it fucked it up. So I'm like, alright, yeah, no, I just don't talk to none of you dumbasses then. Alright, cool. I told my kids
I told Joe, I said, it's so interesting how you and everybody else thinks that you guys have an idea of who I am and thinks that I'm such a soft person just because I'm quiet. You don't realize, I mean, Tim's got an idea, but you don't realize how chaotic and how naughty and how,
where your brain goes.
Yes, where I can go. You guys don't realize it. But I'm the quiet one. Y'all underestimate me.
See, I used to be the quiet one.
And sometimes it's an advantage to be.
Get that.
It's an advantage to be underestimated.
I got bored and I got pissed off with everybody telling me to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got away from those people, nobody's telling me to shut up. Alright, I hope you all are ready for the real show.
Yep.
Because I'm loud as fuck, and fuck y'all, I was quiet for too many years. I'm going to speak my truth now. Here we go. Screw it. What are you going to do? Cancel me? Fuck off.
Well, it's even funnier when I'm watching everyone on the internet, act the way they are towards Tate. And I'm going, wait a minute. So your bias is telling me that you're okay with disemboweling this person, publicly, their face and, what they represent, just because it's popular to point your fingers and laugh, but then you'll turn around and tell everybody how you love the villain, you like the villain, and the bad guy's cool, and all these other things. But then the minute they do something you don't like in that moment, suddenly, it's so bad.
It's not even that they don't do something they don't like, it's that they were told they did something they didn't like.
Yeah, then they have that bias.
The whole thing with the original crap with him, it's then
they're just going to make fun of him.
He raped this girl. He did this. He did that. It's did he? Has anybody gone and talked to the girl? Oh, wait, they tried to from every freaking news station. And she said, I'm talking to you. I never had a shitty relationship. I didn't do anything against my will. And now, because they detained him, not actually arrested him, detained him, because I sent
There's a big difference between detain and arrest.
The fresh and fit explaining.
My brother could tell you that one.
Going through the laws in where he's at in Romania, how they don't have to arrest you, but they can detain you for up to, 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
90 days? And go through all your shit at your house, through your cars, through everything you own. Unless the judge says, okay, just get him out of my damn jail. So.
It is so interesting how...
We'll just go through all of his shit for a year.
What's even more interesting is how everyone seems, people seem to be so okay with not only footage leaking of the detainment, but also they seem to be okay with it not being proven that crimes were committed, and yet they are trying to rip apart his image. And I'm like, wait a minute, so this could have happened to any person out there. Any person. Doesn't matter what their fame or their social status.
Country, yeah,
it doesn't matter who you are. This could happen to anyone, and yet you all are okay with it because you don't like something he said.
No.
So,
well, okay.
You could just.
For a second.
You could.
It's not they didn't like what he said. They didn't like how he said it.
Fair.
Like he said before, it's not. I said men are strong, or men are stronger than women. No, women are weak. So everybody jumped on his ass. It's not what he said, it's how he said it. He said saying the same thing, men are stronger, versus women are weak. Women hate hearing women are weak. They're okay with you saying men are stronger. Because men are supposed to be the providers, the protectors. They're supposed to be stronger.
Well, now they're okay with them saying men are fucking evil. And that penis should die. So really, like, you know, their judgment's kind of flawed.
It's also, like the whole snidbit thing, like, ooh, we got a 2-minute clip. Why don't you just go watch the 1-hour broadcast of what actually happened?
Yeah.
Or the 2-hour conversation. I mean, that's also my big thing. Oh, you want to clip me? Okay, motherfucker, make me famous. I don't care.
Their judgment's kind of fucked, though, because it's like, okay,
well,
so...
it's permanently flawed because of the bullshit that everybody gets away with saying, but yet he's the one who became famous, so we're going to crucify him because he's famous.
He's the target, yeah. And he's kind of loud. And, like, he's got that character, as you put it, and he exhibits.
That's like me on here. I overly broadcast a little bit because it's for the show.
Yeah.
I'm not as critical on some things in my life as I am on here. Because here, it's more for the views. At home, it's more, whatever, okay. Y'all know my opinion. I don't need to scream, jump, yell, and create a big ruckus.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know where I stand. It's done. Discussion over.
And just to be clear, guys, I don't have a solid opinion on Tate yet. I really don't. I know that...
I've seen some of this stuff where he's all mellow as shit, too.
I know the popular opinion is to hate the guy, but the problem with that is that in the state... in the country of America, with our Constitution...
No, rephrase it. In the country of the United States of America.
Yes.
Because if we include Canada, they'll get patchy.
Yeah, in the United States of America, where we have a Constitution, and we have, a judicial system, and we have a court of law, and we have a system that people claim that they care about, and they claim that they trust, or they claim that they want to put faith in, despite, the flaws and despite all the problems, the apparent problems, the systematic issues. Despite all of that, if we want to put any faith or put any stock behind it, then it's innocent until proven guilty. No matter whether you like the person, no matter whether you like what they say, no matter whether you like what they do, it is still innocent until proven guilty. Because then if that's the case, who's to say that you yourself are not next? Who's to say that something you say or something I say or something that someone else does, who's to say anyone's not next? Who's to say that? Somebody could decide that. Somebody could just choose to decide that. Insert shadowy face. Somebody could decide that you're next. That something you did or something you said makes you next. Suddenly you're the target. Is it cool then? Are we gonna laugh then? Are we gonna make jokes then? Probably not, because then suddenly the target's on you, and therefore you're uncomfortable with that. But hey, it's cool, right? Because it's Tate. Because he's loud, and he makes you mad, and he says things you don't like, and so therefore let's crucify the bitch. But that's why I don't know what I think about him yet, because of the fact that everything that is being said about him is alleged. Everything. Now, I don't like watching videos of his extensively when he goes on rants, and Karnage has heard me firsthand, off the air, at the gym, or in the car, talk extensively about how whenever I listen to his videos, there's a certain point where
he's wearing his sunglasses.
Yes, where I start clicking away because I just don't like the toxic energy. But at the same time, the same token, the guy is allowed to have a voice. At the same time, the guy is allowed to talk. The guy is allowed to be a human being just as much as you are. And to crucify the guy without any alleged proof makes anyone doing that just as bad as the perpetrator. Because that means that you are pointing a finger or you're stabbing somebody without proof. And therefore, you are just as much of a quote-unquote criminal as everybody else. And so that's why I don't have any solid thoughts on what he did or what he could have done, what the pain attainment is. My brother has been a felon. My brother's, and I'm sure there are those of you out there that have been felons or ex-felons or have family have such, and your first inclination, unless you're the one judging, your first inclination is to dislike or feel uncomfortable when they're either talked about or when somebody else accuses them, right? Or when somebody else uses the word felon, because it's a sensitive thing. And when my brother, for instance,
the word's used
became
as well.
became a felon, and he broke some laws, and he shamed our family, it was a very sensitive subject, even to him.
Change your wording.
What?
Not felon, con. He became a convict.
Yeah. Somebody who broke rules and somebody who got put in jail multiple times.
Convict.
So
felons, repeated offenses, and that's your permanent life.
Right. And so with him, he has been the idea of that has been a mark on my brother's life ever since. Like, he himself is trying to change that mentality for himself, and he's trying to do that by being in a band, by getting a girlfriend who's actually been around for a while. She's not
I like her.
Yeah, she's not a flavor of the week. Like, she's sticking around.
Well, it's not just that. It's I like that he's finally gotten to the point where it's not I'm the felon or convict, and that's who I am forever. He's like, no, that's who I was. That's what I did. I am me. I need to move past it. And when he finally got there a few years ago, when he first started to actually realize.
Yes.
I mean, that's even when he was talking more with me, when I was hanging out with you so much that I ended up hanging out with your brother too. He saw some of my viewpoints straightforward, and he's like, oh, I see. And he even got some of the influence, like you always talk about, that I influenced you, which helped him, and you're like, I like this. Because I influenced you, and you tell him some of the stuff I've said, and he's like, oh, I can see where I can use
What's
that.
even funnier about that is on Christmas, I noticed Dad got an uncomfortable look on his face when I brought you up, and then I pointed it out, and Andrew literally looked at Dad and said, you do realize that part of why you're able to talk to Thomas this way, and part of why you're able to talk to him and interact with him and everything, is because of Karnage, right? And he didn't use the word Karnage. He
used my regular name.
Yeah, like he said it's because of him, and also, a lot of viewpoints Karnage has helped me. It's benefited me, and he's like, it's benefited the family, and you guys don't even know that. Like, he brought that up, and so
universal.
Yeah. So when I look at Tate and I look at the situation and I look at all that stuff, I am keeping all of that in mind and being a true agent of chaos, my own chaos making, and being an agent of neutrality, and chaotic neutral is how I would put it. Where I'm able to listen to all sides, and I'm able to listen to all opinions, no matter who it pisses off. And I'm not looking at it with any bias, no matter even if I have my own bias. Because I am biased against Tate, technically, because I don't like the guy that much. Don't like his language, don't like how he puts himself. But given that obvious slanting, I remove all of that when I listen to the stuff and I listen to weighing of what is being said about the guy. And I'm like going, we can't say anything yet about what is happening to him, because not only is the country of Romania not exactly pure and free of their own cruelties, their own problems,
but we don't have all the facts yet.
Yeah, but we don't have all the facts that can have a correct jurisdiction. Like, we don't have anything saying, yes, he did this thing, or no, he didn't. Like, there's nothing saying that. All we have is just a bunch of people yelling about how they hate the guy or yelling about how they like the guy.
Which is funny, because it was him, his brother, and this is why I like Fresh and Fit, because they actually gave out all the facts, where everybody else was like, no, he just got arrested.
I always thought it was so interesting.
Just got arrested for this. But they're like, yeah, but there were also 2 other people there, you idiot.
That was so interesting how in Romania, apparently they combine the justice system with the other part. Like, we have 2 different sections.
The same as the police.
Yeah, like the Department of Justice and the FBI are the same in Romania, whereas here they're separate.
But see, I thought it was funny when the Fresh and Fit guys, well, the one who does most of the talking, I think that one's Fit. I don't remember. I never remember. I just know that's the channel. But how they were saying that, yeah, but what everybody isn't bringing up, and most of the news stuff that talks about it, and most of the Twitter crap that was talking about it, was the other two entities that were there that got detained and put in, confinement, jail, whatever.
Yeah.
Also, so was it actually Andrew and Trish then? Or was it because the other two guys were there, and because they were there, oh, they're at your house, which means you're involved with the illegal shit they're doing, so we're grabbing you too.
Right.
See, nobody's brought up the other guys, plus nobody, because it hasn't been leaked or given to the news, media, whatever you want to call it, the names of the other two guys, so we have no fucking clue who these motherfuckers are. If they're good, neutral, or bad.
And granted, I have laughed at some of the jokes being said about the guy. I have saved memes. I have made my own jokes.
Yeah, some of it's fun.
Yeah, I have made my own jokes. I'm not going to be the guy that has the stick up his ass. But at the same time, by the same token, this is me airing my actual thoughts on my own podcast because I'm allowed to do that.
We live in America, free speech, kiss my ass.
And I haven't really spent a lot of time telling too many people in online space my actual thoughts, unless you're Jonas, unless you're Jonas in Sweden, who I talk to on Discord all the time, and sometimes we don't see eye to eye on much of anything at times, depending on the topic, and this was one of them.
Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be a giant pain in the ass.
Right, and so this is me airing out actual thoughts about someone with the Constitution in mind, and given the fact that he's not American, it's even funnier.
He is an American, but this goes into my whole religious thing, like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints thing.
Yes.
It's the do your genealogy. Why? And this is what I like about him, because this is why he has a passport for Romania, because they moved there and lived there for so long. I think it's like a 2-3 year. You
something
live
like
here
that.
And fill out paperwork. But the thing is, when he became rich and famous, before he became this type of famous, it was the kickboxing and that sort of stuff, and that was in England.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you do your genealogy, technically you have a citizenship anywhere. But he is technically a United States citizen because he was born in the U.S. So was his brother. So was his sister.
Yeah.
Because their moms from England married their dad, came to America because that's where the dad lived, in New York, and they're American because they had him in America.
So they just went to Romania or went to the other country?
Well, their mom divorced the dad, ran back to England, so the kids got dragged back to England, and at some point, either after he made his first few million, they moved to Romania or whatnot. I don't remember the exact timeline, but it's that's where they went. Just like they're also a lot in Dubai, because that's where a lot of rich people are. Because they're selling they're selling the oil in Dubai, so those are the trillionaires.
Yeah.
So him and his brother got arrested originally because some stupid girl, we've talked about it before, did the thing, was a complete ass, didn't want to admit what she did.
Yeah.
They have videotape.
Heard some of that.
Yeah. And now they got detained again, so, it's got to be over the same shit. That's the only thing I'm pissed at.
I found it so interesting how the footage that was leaked from April.
Exact same crap now. It's the same reason he got arrested for April last year. Because, we've passed the year mark. But, yeah.
I found it so interesting how the footage they leaked that was on Twitter and everywhere else was from April and not from December. It was so interesting how there was...
them going into the house?
The detaining and all that stuff, and then taping put in the car and everything.
And all that stuff was from December. The info on what they were arrested for,
right?
Everybody was just respouting what happened in April.
That's interesting
because... Why is in April the footage is from now.
Was the date just printed weirdly in Romania? Because it was saying December 4th. But somebody said, oh no, that just means it was April 11th.
What? Oh, because it said 12/4?
That was on the footage, yeah.
Well, okay. I guess that depends. Because some people see it as, yes, it says 12/4, but we do it by day, then month. Okay. Are you sure that's what they did it, or did it actually happen in December? Because nobody heard about it.
The interesting thing is that one podcast that I watched that, like, I think it was you sent me or somebody else did. I found it on Rumble on randomly because you sent me a video that went to another video that Rumble never generated, so therefore I ended up on another video that was from December 26th, and it was him talking to some dude who was one of his friends, and the dude brought his sister, and Tate was talking to the dude.
Got grabbed on the 4th, I think.
And, like, yeah, it was December 26th. And I'm like, so I sent you a text and said, a few days later, he's being grabbed, but he does a video on December 26th. I'm so confused.
But see, the thing is, it's not he did the video on the 26th.
Uh-huh.
It got posted on the 26th.
Fair.
Because that's like, what's the one big interview he did with the English jackass? I can't remember his name. Who the first interview was basically him calling Tate a jackass, and then Tate came back and they played chess, and while Tate was talking, he bitched at him to make his move. I think it was Piers Morgan?
Comedian?
He has a TV show now.
Yeah, Piers Morgan, he's an actor and a comedian.
Yeah. But, He's in an interview with him twice, but yet I've also seen him whenever he's had females on the show bitch about Tate. He's like, but he has a viewpoint when he's talking about the guys. Don't be a lazy good for nothing. Get up off your ass and actually be a man. We have a struggle. Why? Because we have to prove our worth. Well, how do women prove their worth? They turn 16 or whatever age they turn. Get boobs. Look, they're valuable. Well, no, but I mean, isn't that the value of women? Ooh, she's sexy, she's got big tits.
I mean, that's the value that society places on them, yes.
See? No, but see, that's the scale that is used. Not the scale that I use, but that is the scale that is used.
Fair.
Because, first wife, fat bitch. Big titties, big ass. Yummy pussy. But I mean, second wife. Big titties. Tiny bitch. Big ass. Yummy crotch. I mean, as long as you taste good between the legs, I don't give a shit about the rest. Be fat, be skinny. As long as you don't taste like a freaking weeks old ham down there, we're good. I love the laughter there. See, this is all just comedy for me. I don't give a shit. I just want the laughs.
Oh shit!
I mean, it's the things. It's like I keep seeing videos pop up on his Rumble, him and his brother's Rumble, because it was already uploaded. You know, kind of like YouTube. You upload it and then you can set when you want it to launch out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with that, it can be the thing of it's already uploaded, but they had it predetermined to launch, or because this interview happened months ago on another podcast, they finally got the footage so that way they can put it on their channel because the other person already made as much money as they're going to.
Yeah.
Or they figured out, okay, if he puts it up on his channel, maybe they'll come watch the original on my channel and see if anything was cut out or what the difference is, sort of thing. That's like with the Piers Morgan show. Andrew and Tristan bitched that they cut out more than 50% of that interview. But they put out, I think it was an hour and a half of it.
Yeah.
So if it was twice as long as that, it was a 3-hour interview. Lazy asses.
I mean, 3 hours is good content.
Yeah, but the thing is, we broadcast what we want you to see, so I'm going to cut out all this shit. That's why I don't like some of the videos where it's edited too much, because da-da-da-da-da. I'm talking to you. Cut from my face to your face.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on YouTube that posted videos.
From my face to your face. If we were talking about something else,
that was out of context.
You just cut out like 15 minutes of context of
there was a guy.
Throw it away and skip 15 minutes and go back to what I'm saying and cut off half of what you said.
There was a guy who posted a video, I think it was a week ago, and I was watching it, and it really put Tate in a very distasteful light. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, if this is the only thing I ever watched of Tate, he would look like a scumbag. That was the way they cut the videos. Why I like
sending you things. It's like, okay, here's him not being the extra loud person because he's with somebody where he knows he doesn't need to be loud. He doesn't need to wear the glass. He doesn't need to be flaunty.
Yeah.
And I like that sort of stuff because it's like, okay, here's the real motherfucker. Here's not just the show. Here you go. I want to get your opinion on it because if I come get your fork out, yeah, that thing you sent me yesterday, I watched it. Okay, he had a good point. He wasn't screaming and yelling, wearing his glasses like a jackass. So this part I liked.
Yep.
This other one you sent me I didn't like. And here's why. Or, you know, because we discuss all of it all the time, and I love it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I have comments here and there. Not all of them are most positive. But, like, yeah, that is an interesting thing, is, like, you're not a typical Tate fan. Like, not a typical... Like, because when I'm on the internet, and I'm, like, on YouTube, or I'm on Twitter, or I'm on somewhere else, and I'm watching these peoples that respond to these allegations, or they...
Extreme Tate haters or extreme hate lovers.
Yeah, like, they are... Tate simps is how I guess it's put. Like, they will simp the shit out of Tate, and the whole time I'm just like... If I pointed out any logic to these people, they would never listen. So it's nice when I can talk to you in the car, talk to you at the gym, and I can point out things that I see or that I'm observing, and you'll say, I see what you're talking about. Now here's my perspective, that sort of thing. And then, like, not even like 2 hours after after I walk in here and go to work, I open up my phone and the first thing I see is 3 fucking videos from you from like YouTube or some other place that is you showing me Tate stuff, and I'm like, this fucker.
And it's not always yeah. Sometimes it's just random, just here's a good saying.
Yep, like, I'm just like, this fucker, this motherfucker right here.
I try to uplift everybody else. Weirdly, yes, I admit it. I have a weird way of doing it, but I mean, it works. So screw it. If I haven't broken anybody or killed anybody, I'm just going to keep doing me.
Yeah. Sort of went down the round pipe.
Obviously, because you're coughing up a lung. You cough too much harder, you're going to have bloodshot eyes, and it's going to look like you smoked pot.
Which I didn't this time. I'm going to be like, I wish I did.
No, but I mean, I always love, like, just random things. Because I like sending you some of the ones I run into where it's information about working out, too.
Yeah.
Because I absorbed all that crap for the first 2 years of working out by myself. And I'm like, since I started dragging you and you're seeing some of the stuff I've told you, it's like, hey, here's a good info. Zing! I'll just send it over to you. Some of the stuff that is like, that because of my sister's views, your wife she's thrown at me, I'm like, oh
yeah, it's a massive earful.
Oh, really? Here's facts.
I have to devil's advocate the shit out of her whenever we're talking, because when the word Tate is brought up, word Tate,
I'm not saying Tate,
I don't even have to say Andrew, I just say Tate.
Saying, like, you know, nobody's ever really complained or bitched about him. Or, you know, not even talking about Andrew, just, okay, women, stop doing this because this is how men feel. So we need to quit doing this as a female race.
Yeah.
Or as the breed, female. Because we're all humans, we're all the same race. So my funny part to that is, send that snippet to Amber and send it to Thomas because he'll think it's funny. Cause, did you see this? Da, 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 Tim sent me. And then I'm just I just want to be a fly on the wall just to go. Now let's see if he watches. See what he says.
Because it's not even like always one way or one direction that I go. It's not always one reaction. Like I have like a plethora.
Okay, I see their point of view, but don't forget about this one and this one.
And my reactions are always entertaining too. I think because like I'm not black and white. I'm very gray, and like I'm just like I sometimes I'll have smart ass shit that I'm saying.
Damn rainbow and a few other colors.
Yeah, like
give it all.
Like if everybody on the internet who paints everything in a black and white way, especially with tape recently, from what I've seen, and everyone is like,
not just him,
and everyone is cringy about how they react to it, good or bad, doesn't fucking matter to me. I sit there and I sit back and I clench my butt cheeks while I watch as people react to things on the internet, and I go, oh my god, the internet's on fire today.
Because we talk so much, especially with going to the gym in the mornings, it's like, I think you'll find that hilarious. Let's see what Amber says. I mean, she won't say anything to me, but the next day. Yeah. When you see this clip, which one? And then you pull it up on your phone. Oh yeah, what about that one? Amber said this. Well, of course she did.
I literally walk in the room. I take 2 steps in the room, and all I hear is, "Oh my fucking god, this Tate and da da da." And I'm like, you know, I haven't even sat down right now, right? And she's like, "Yeah, well, Tim sent me this thing," and I'm like, and I just kind of like go, and I kind of sit down and I go, okay, this is happening. And then she goes, "No, wait, you don't agree with me?" And I'm like, I didn't say that. I just said I just sat down, and I'm just gonna vape, and I'm gonna like enjoy it. You know, just sit back and relax for a couple minutes, because all I've heard is, "You guys suck, and you guys don't ever help us out, and AAA this and AAA that," and now I'm coming in here, and I'm hearing you go, "Tate sucks, and this and that, and Tim sent me this," and I'm like, internet's on fire, the world's on fire, we're doing great!
I'm getting my wish. See what happens. You know I feed off this shit. That's why, yeah, no, I feed off the chaos. It's like, let's see what happens. This is going to be a fun show today.
Like,
even if I'm not here, I already know what's going to happen, so my brain's like, let's see if I get confirmation tomorrow with Thomas.
And what's funny is, I come in there sometimes and I'll be like, and I'll sit down and then she'll like just start mouthing off about it, or she'll be laughing about something, and then the word "take" gets brought up and it turns into a trigger, and it's like someone just lit off a fucking bomb, and I'm like going, I'm all like, you know, he's a human being too, right?
We're all dumbasses. Quit getting angry at him for being a dumbass, because everybody has their moments.
Yes.
And some of it I send to her just because I know it'll be something hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I feed and live off of everybody else's reactions to the lunacy of me.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it at the gym. Me talking to you, saying what I say, watching all the mirrors to see what reaction I'm getting from people in earshot. Oh, they don't realize it. I feed off all of it. In the pool, in the workout, in the actual gym. I love it. I feed off reactions. Because I used to be the guy who overreacted, was extra energetic and like, yay, jump up and down. And I realized, that's a waste of energy. I'm going to have more fun getting everybody to react to me.
Yes.
And once I realized that and locked into it personally, it was like, oh, this is more fun.
And this motherfucker has gotten me to do the same shit. I'll sit there and I'll send someone something just to get a reaction. Or like, I won't even say shit about it. Or I'll like send them emoticons that says like devil face smirk with laughing or with the horns or something. And it's like totally fucking neutral. And they're just like they're like, what did you think about that? I'm like, I don't know, what did you think? And they're like, well, this and this and this. And I'm like, and then I just send them laugh, laugh, laugh. And they're like, you didn't even tell me your opinion. I'm like, what if I don't have one right now?
What? Well, somebody said something, didn't you?
Oh, they went to the bathroom. But like, I'll send them a laugh, 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 or I'll send them like some sarcastic remark and water down the severity of it. And it's because of the fact that I'm like, well, dude, I'm just trying to get a reaction out of you and trying to see what you think. And I am an agent of chaos, so shut up.
I have transformed you into a proper human. I'm kidding. Oh. No, I like that I've rubbed off on you that much. That makes it even more fun.
I am such an agent of chaos now that at work, I'll step into a meeting, I'll go into a huddle, and I'll be utterly fucking quiet. I'll turn off mic and I'll turn off camera because like I never say anything because usually they're all still in the middle of conversation. Yeah, whatever. And I'll sit there and I'll wait, and then like there was one time someone said something and someone else said something, and then Scott was like, so hey Thomas, our resident agent of chaos, and instead of me saying anything or instead of me being like, oh yeah, hey guys, what's up? I go off mute and I go, hey, unmute or mute again, and I just like, and I like giggle and shit like a maniacal maniac, and then
agent of chaos.
Yeah, and then Crystal will be like, oh, he's in that mood. And I go off mute and I go, wee, mute.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
It's so funny too because like they don't know how to respond to that because they themselves are so freaking serious and they're so in their bubble that they don't know how to react to it. And I'm like, and suddenly in my head I'm like, the Matrix is doing its work.
See, we have another one broken out of the Matrix. No, I think it's funny that Tate's starting to say, yeah, well, y'all gotta leave the Matrix. I'm like, why? It's so much fun sitting in here and watching the chaos.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm the one who gets to push the button to make it happen.
Yes.
He wants you to leave. No, stay. Stay on my side of the party. I want to watch your lunacy. Because it's fun. And I've always loved people watching.
Yeah.
I can be quiet as hell. You've seen it. Where I just... But I mean, I have
you'll come in and you'll sit on your phone on the couch and you'll just like not say shit to anybody, and Russell will come by and be like, ooh, blah, 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 like some comment that he'll say, and then he'll just kind of go, and then you'll keep being on your phone and you're just not saying a damn fucking word.
Listening to the background and watching. But see, I love doing that sometimes. Like, I like when I'm lifting the weights, I'll just like zone out into lifting, but I'll still be, into lifting the weights, but I'll still be listening. So, alright, what do we got? Okay, those girls over there are talking about coffee and what they're doing for the day. Okay, not important. Or, just listening to listen.
Yep.
I love it. Like, you were talking to the one kid about Percy Jackson and some of those things.
Yeah, because we were talking about the new reboots and how they casted peoples and how we both were not very fond of them casting a certain individual because...
Or a certain role, because in the book it describes the person...
Differently. Yeah, differently. And like, we were saying stuff about that, and then you kind of... said a couple things, and then he was like, "Okay, goodbye."
Droplets.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wait, that's motivating." And I'm like, "I'm just bullshit here. I'm just dropping facts. Why? That's motivating? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I did something good for the day. Fuck it."
Yeah. Well, when you went to go to the ab machine and stuff, and I went to go clean off the machine we were on, he was actually over at the Lats, and I came over there, and he's like, "Hey man, I haven't seen you guys in a while." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in a break for school for kids." And he's like, "Okay, so you guys go back now?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hell yeah!" He did a fist bump, and he's like, "We'll see you around there." And I'm like, "Yep, we'll see ya."
I just like going to the gym because you run into so many people. The only And the funny part was I heard this. Well, somebody made a comment about this, and we experienced this on a Wednesday when we went. It's all the newbies trying to go and get healthy now. Now there's no damn parking in the morning at the gym. That on Wednesday, it's like, where the you assholes come from? Or just like, oh shit, I got a membership. I should probably use it.
This is the first time we'd ever taken like 6-7 laps around the parking lot just looking for a spot.
Right?
And someone happened to leave when we went to go park.
Yeah. Just good timing too, but it's the lunacy of everybody's gotta be here because it's the beginning of the year. You should be here all the time, every day. Whether it's the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, the end of the year. What the fuck?
Yep.
Keep track of your shit. Like me, sometimes I keep track of my calories. Other times it's like, screw it, let's just go lift heavy shit for a couple hours.
Yep. I have a feeling that if like we didn't have the time limit, we would be doing a bit more.
I could probably go for 3 or 4 hours at the gym just straight, just
do the initial freaking 30 minutes, do the 30-minute calisthenics, and then if you're not tired by then, do another thing, and then be done.
Then I just go find a couple of machines where I think I need to work a little extra on, like a chest or six pack. Just go at it.
Yep. Yeah, like that's why like when I was listening to all the hoopla and listening to all the other bull crap on the internet, I wasn't sure what to think at first. I was like, okay.
I didn't listen to any of it because you remember when it came.
I remember sending you some of the stuff, and you're like, I haven't seen anything. What's happening? And I'm like, then I sent you a couple of different Twitter things, and you're like, oh, so just haters, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, kinda.
No, it was. She was bitching, being a hater.
Yep.
He said, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't even got all the facts. Which I can almost guarantee if he was arrested within that period, like that's when it was leaked sort of thing, then it was this is the person who keeps in contact with him.
No, they're totally giving her credit for him being detained.
And he's telling the person, tell this stupid bitch this.
Oh, because of the timing, they're giving her all the credit.
Yeah, like, see, that's the funny part. She gets the credit. She gets the credit for telling everybody he went to jail. Do we actually give a shit? Do we actually have a reason? Has he actually been arrested or actually charged with anything yet? No! Shut up until something's happened then. That's my big bitch. It's... Okay, so you found something to complain and... Yay, we got the bad guy! Okay, is he the bad guy just because he says some things the way that you think they're rude and mean? Or is he the bad guy because every pair of tits hates him because they got told he's a misogynist? Even though all he is being a masculine male telling regular men some who aren't masculine, some who here already are masculine, stay masculine, don't be a bitch. Don't be a beta.
Right.
Be an alpha. Don't get pushed over and get told what to do. Make your own decision. Be a real, man. Be independent.
Yeah.
Like the women been bitching. We need to do this. So you want to be a man and have a penis? Come, cut all your hair off. Hide your tits. Be a man for Be a man for a month. Let's see if you can handle the bullshit we go through. Come on. Because one of the things. I mean, it's popped up like 3 or 4 times. I'm not even looking for just scrolling through, trying to just give myself something to do for an hour because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Between things. And what's happened is, well, this chick who decided she wanted to see if it was easier to be a man was a man for, I think they said 6. She did an experiment with dressed like a man and like short hair and stuff, and basically looked like a dude for 3 months. 3 to 6 months, I think it was. I can't remember the exact timeline. But afterwards, offed herself because being a man was that bad. So we have it easy when a woman pretends and tries to be a man. She goes and offs herself because we get treated so shitty. But I'm the bad guy because you treat me like shit. where's the logic in this? Because most men are logical, not emotional. Why? Because when we're emotional, we get shit on by women or by other men being told, shut up, quit being like that, you're acting like a female. Which was me being an extrovert. You're too feminine, act like a man, shut up and sit there. Oh! You just want me to be a block in the corner of the room. Even though I'm the loudest asshole here, but yet none of you all talk to me or spend any time with me outside of this.
Right.
So I'm the bad guy because I can be heard. Isn't in your own scriptures in most religions, the person who can be heard above the screams, the yells, and the chaos around them? Usually it is the person to listen to, because that's the next prophet or closest thing to Jesus y'all fuckers are gonna get. But I'm back.
Yep.
No, when I accepted it and started being quiet, because they treated me like a fly on the wall and just became the fly on the wall. Oh.
I'm sure you learned a lot of shit too.
Oh, no, I just said that. Well, you know, if this, I just spit out facts. Wait, what? Yeah, that's the way it actually works. Or, yes, that's the actual fact for the thing you said. It's not what you think. Here are the truths. It's like all these people in life. Here are the actual facts. I don't like that because that makes all females or all these people look like assholes. We're all assholes. Accept it. These are the facts through statistics, which are taken from public records. Because anytime you get divorced or any of that stuff or get separated, it's part of public record because it goes through the judicial system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like that's why I think this stuff. This is why I feed into it, or I send you the little snippets of this sort of stuff, because I'm like. That's what I used to do.
That's why it blew my mind when you showed me that one video where the two guys were going over the actual rules and laws in Romania and going over like the fact that the DICOT or whatever it's called has the two different departments that are in the U.S. but they're combined. And I was like, wait a minute. So technically they did an unethical American thing, but in Romania they got away with it. And they were able to leak out information, even though that, like, every fucking cop show,
it's
and every fucking cop show, and every show ever, and every fucking, like, any, like, investigation I've ever heard of in reality, and, like, in the real world, and, like, everything ever, like, investigation information is supposed to be confidential, and it's supposed to not be leakable, and yet they're leaking the shit out of this information, but because it's entertained, they're all okay with it.
It's not they're okay with it. It's kind of like he said. They're going to come at me and try to arrest me or shoot me.
Yeah.
Here's hoping they don't shoot me. So what happened? They arrested him.
I'm going to be honest and say that this
does... don't know what actually happens, or unless he gets, like, fully, you know...
This does make me wary of how media...
The world works?
Yes, of how media is to individuals, because my own individual freedom is extremely important to me. My ability to have my voice is extremely important to me.
But now you also see how fragile how the systems we use to put our opinions out there and tell our truths.
And people in general are showing their face. They're showing their colors. They're showing that
their hatred.
They're showing
else, that themselves.
They're showing that even if something is circumstantial or something is not concrete, something is rumored, they will crucify you.
Oh yeah.
And they will throw you away.
How many times have I preached that? Oh, you want to throw me on the cross? You want to light me on fire? Bring it. Because guess what? You're not going to kill me, and I'm going to come right back, motherfuckers. How much do I preach that? Ever since we started podcasting. Like every freaking episode almost?
Yep.
Come at me.
And you've been saying it even before you started, like, talking about Tate. Like, even before Tate became a big hot button. And even before he became big or whatever.
I've been talking about it since canceling became the big hype it did in 2020.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with you in 15 and 16 when we first started broadcasting.
Yep.
This to me is like, oh, you've been trying to hurt me. I'm not even making money. Fuck off. If I was making money, I'd be slightly pissed. But it's like, okay, that means everybody knows who I am, so guess what?
Well, if you were making a fuck ton of money, you'd also have a better lawyer.
Well, if I was making a fuck ton of money and they try to cancel me on one platform, I just go to the next platform. One last post before they actually delete everything. In I'm going to be sending you all an email who are on my email list. Here's where to come watch me, listen to me.
Yeah.
We took you off Spotify, we took you off this, we took you off that, we took you... Okay, you took me off 30 apps. Guess what? There's 40 over here that nobody likes or knows about. Now they're famous. Oh, fuck you. That's like Rumble. Who went to Rumble? Let's see. Just Pearly Things is gone. Fresh and Fit. Tate. And like 5 or 6 other people. Russell Brand.
Yeah, he's primarily on Rumble now.
He's on Rumble too. I get more freaking notifications about him than anybody else on Rumble.
Yeah, like a lot of people are migrating from YouTube.
Tate jumped over there as soon as the guy in charge of Rumble said, hey, just say whatever the hell you want. We're literally free speech. I don't give a shit what you say. Say it.
I'm literally going to start taking all these recordings that I've been making of our podcast and putting them on Rumble because of the fact that, you know, it makes more sense.
I'll bring this over, well, it probably won't be until like Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Or I'll just bring it over on Thursday, because on my, one of the accounts that I have for the Crazy Peas one, I marked as Crazy Peas, I have the Rumble, I have it all logged in. Plus I sent you the text message with all the stuff.
I'll have to look for it again.
Well, I mean, I have most of it memorized, so
yeah.
If I just come over, we can just
yep.
drop it. Slow down most of the internet, so we need to do it on a day you don't work, so that way you're working and go, there's too much going on over here.
Yep. Just like fucking like 8 to 10 like gigs at a time is being fucking uploaded.
Well, there went 5 terabytes of data. What? You went from 10 gigs a second to 2 gigs an hour. Oh, how did you do? Uploaded a whole bunch of shit to the internet. People are gonna hate us and love us all at the same time. We're having fun. Right there.
The dynamite to the internet.
The only thing I think we actually need to go do is go get go into your storage unit to get the hard drive from Amber's computer from all the stuff that was saved onto it.
Yeah.
To put it on your external, like have one of the hookups to plug in. I think I have it. Actually, it might be in the backpack. I have a hookup to plug in through USB. We could like put all that onto your external.
Yeah, the external and just store it.
Just move it all over.
Yeah, because that drive right there is a freaking 6 terabyte hard drive.
I need to. Well, I don't know if I'll do it with this
Well,
one.
during tax season, I'm going to be getting another...
yeah, you get taxes. I got to pay because I'm an independent contractor.
I'm going to be spending like $180 and get myself another 12 terabyte drive so that it's extra space.
Last year I made... Well, not last year. 2 years ago I made 10 grand. This last year I made 7. So, because I paid $700 last year for tax time, I'll probably have to pay 5.
Yeah.
Teresa's dad knows how to do the tax deductible stuff for being an independent contractor because he did it with installing carpets and stuff.
Yep.
And a few other jobs he's had. So since he knows how to do it, I usually go to him for tax time because he knows which parts to click. I give him the information, or he asks me. I give him the info, and he puts it in. He knows how to do that stuff. I don't have a clue. Of course, with me jumping from DoorDash because they told me to go fuck myself to Grubhub, and I actually made 200 on Tuesday.
Nice.
I made a little bit over 100 on Thursday, slower day, but Tuesday I made almost it was like 180 and some change. But I mean,
yeah, you brought that up
one day. Nice. So I might actually be able to do a little bit better and get myself further out of debt this year than I did last year, because some stuff happened and I needed a phone that wasn't a piece of shit.
yeah
So
yeah, no, I was pretty envious when you were able to drop all that money and get an iPhone 13, and I was like, God damn it. I'm like, not that I want an iPhone, but I would like to be able to get myself a 5G capable device.
Well, you know how to swindle and sway. No, don't worry about it. Here's your money. Give me shit.
Might try to get myself because I was in the bathtub earlier before it's funny is I was relaxing in the bathtub trying to use the bath salts to calm my muscles down and everything, and Arian came in. Yeah, and the Arian came in and was like, Daddy, can I come in with you? And I'm like, I mean, I'm taking a bath. You don't like baths. And he's like, I'm sorry, I won't say I don't like baths anymore. Can I come in with you? I'll stop saying I don't like baths. And I'm like, you realize that if you come in here, I'm going to use soap on you, right? With lathering. And he's just like, he's like, no, I just want to sit here. And so he comes and he strips off his clothes, comes in the bathtub, sits down, and the whole time I'm like looking up phones. I'm looking up, different devices that are out right now and trying to see which one would fit me best. And I'm like going, because I don't have the money for it, but I'm like, I'm going to look for something that is like the Note 10 Plus, but is better and everything. And he comes in and he sits down. So then I have to halt the search, and then I just kind of put the phone to the side. And then instantly I get up, because I'm like, I'm going to have to take a shower anyway, because I was bathed in the bath salts. Then I take a short shower just to get all the bath salts off of me so I'm not just salty. And then use the soap and stuff.
Why not? I need a couple more shakes.
So, of course, I torment the child, take the loofah, and start putting soap on my body, lather it up, and then I put a little bit more soap on it, and I start lathering him up while I was sitting in the bathtub going, no, don't hit me! And I'll be like, hee. And then I take the shower head off, and I go,
you don't like to be washed. Hold my toe.
Yeah, no, I just started lathering him up, and he's just like, no. So then I took the shower head off, and I started spraying him off and everything, and he's just like, no, stop it, Daddy, stop it. And I'm like, hey, you wanted it in here. I told you I was going to do.
I warned you, jackass. You decided to still jump in the pool.
Yeah. And he's just like, and then what's funny is after I left the bathroom, Phoenix had started coming in. I told her, no, because you don't have the same parts, leave. And then she took off her clothes while I was getting out. She jumps in, starts swimming with Arian in the bathtub. And then after I leave, and then I go and grab a towel to make sure, because I almost fucking fell on my face. So I grab a towel to wipe off the water that's on the floor. And then I put the towel up. And I start going into here and everything. And all of a sudden I look back, and there's Cass, Phoenix, and Arian all in the bathtub. And I'm like, the fuck? And all three of them are in there now, and I'm like, the one time y'all will not bitch about going in the bathtub,
no. See,
it's because we're not in there.
They're under 12.
Yeah.
And they're young enough to do that. Because up until we left Virginia when I was 9, but up until I think it was 8, I took baths with my female and other male cousin. We just all three get in, get scrubbed, and that was bath time.
Yeah.
We were tiny, like, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Until we got too big, like I said, when I was around 8, 9, when we left Virginia.
Yeah.
Too big to get in the tub anymore with everybody. Then it was like, no, you have to do it individually now. You're too big to, together.
Yep.
But when we were tiny, I remember having freaking bath time with my cousins, because we all lived, we didn't all live in the same house. We lived with Nanny. Well, I was always at Nanny's house on the weekends anyways, fuck off. And they, every once in a while, would come over. The issue I have with them is they bitch about Nanny. I tell them to shut up, and then they come back at me. It's like, especially my male cousin Freddie, you were a bitch. You want to come to Florida, even though you whined and cried, because I get to go every year, because I loved it. And when you get in the van and your mom and dad say bye, wait, you're not coming, you bitch out. Shut up. You literally proved you are a bitch. Go away.
Yep.
Yeah, once that happened, I'm like, alright, no, he's an idiot. I can't deal with stupid no more. That's what happened. He tried to be all friendly and shit when I moved back, well, when Russell threw me at my Uncle Fred and Aunt Donna. And, yeah. Of course, that's also because I wasn't doing the way he wanted me to. For my mission. I didn't really want to do the mission. Are you gonna go? Who's forking out the bill? Somebody else forks out the bill, I'll go. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like me now with religion. Do you believe in your church? I believe in what we teach. I believe in certain people. Do I believe in the whole thing as an organization? No, because all organizations are shit and half of them are corrupt. So,
yeah.
We ain't killed nobody, we ain't massacred or raped people, so we're doing better than most. Not a mass suicide, so I mean, I think we're doing good for what everybody calls a cult.
Some memes on the internet have been calling the John guy a pedophile.
Which John? There's a lot of
John
Johns
Smith.
in the church.
John Smith. One of the original duders from the church.
But see, here's the funny part with that. And I know this because it's come up in my bubble of stuff that's come up.
Yeah.
Which I usually get, because I hear from you and a few other people that, oh yeah, I saw that too. So apparently this is what's being pushed on us.
Oh wait, his name is Joseph Smith, I think.
That's the guy that started the church, yeah. He wasn't, no, but...
There was a picture that surfaced recently on Facebook where someone spray painted Joseph Smith was a pedophile, and it was like on these little track thingies, and it was pretty funny. I was like watching it, I'm like, I wonder if he was.
You know where that comes from, right? Oh, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a cult. Anything that calls itself a church, no matter what religion, is a cult. You follow somebody. Who's that somebody you follow? Usually the jackass in charge. Whoever you call God, the idiot on top, or whichever God you worship. Technically, every religion is a cult. Because what's a cult? Not a cult, or not occult. A cult. Cult. You follow somebody.
Group of people
who follow a person.
Right.
Most Christian religions, they follow Jesus. Muslims, they follow Allah. The Judaic, God.
Fair.
Any other pagan or Wiccan religion, whatever the god or entity that they consider is the one they're worshiping or want favors from, is who their cult leader is, because that's who they're worshiping.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the way some Star Wars and Star Trek people do it, Kirk and Skywalker's their leader.
I did wonder if there was any proof of that allegation, because I was like going, it's a pretty serious allegation to throw at a historical figure.
Recently something popped up on my stuff about cults and how all these cults back in the 60s and 70s and 80s were about joining everybody together and we're all on the same path, but then the guy in charge got a little bloated head and fucking everybody's wife or molesting children. That's what usually happens, so everybody assumes, because everybody calls the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints a not real religion, not a Christian religion.
You're using the M word and my face goes emoticon. Straight line, straight line, straight line.
But see, that's not the real... Okay, now here's the funny part about the LDS Church or the Mormon Church.
Mm-hmm.
They are sects within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. since you want to do the thing. But I mean, those are mentality, a way of thinking about the church.
It was the deadpan face. That's what I'm saying.
That's like, I'm a Baptist. Okay, are you a regular Baptist? A Southern Baptist? Orthodox? Non-Orthodox? Are you just using that word because that's the only church you've ever known? What's the specifics? That's like, I'm Catholic. Okay, are you an Orthodox or unorthodox Christian? I'm an unorthodox Catholic or unorthodox Jew or an Orthodox Jew. That's like, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm a Mormon. I'm an LDS member. Okay, so they're each something different. They all fall under the same bubble. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
50 religions with 100 different sects underneath them.
Yeah.
Every religion does. That's like, when I first got into it, it wasn't paganism, because that's not what I worship. I'm Wiccan. That's my base. That's what I came into with.
I think that's what Amber's was too.
I started to realize certain things, but a lot of people are like, but Wiccan's so tiny, it's such a small box. Actually, no. Your thinking is the small cube. My thinking, we've gone over this before, is gigantic. Mm-hmm. Especially with some of the stuff I talked to you about, and you're like, really? I didn't see that point of view or that far out. Because that's where I go. I go as far out as I can possibly grasp and try to maybe get a little bit further.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. I love doing that sort of shit.
Went down the rabbit hole recently of Cthulhu. Because I was wondering, okay, so I got to chapter 4, and there's a character. There's a character who opens a portal. There's a character who opens a portal, and whenever a portal gets open in this world, anyway, at least recently, whenever that happens, a creature comes out. And recently, my default has always been squid or octopus. And I'm like, I need to stop using the same fucking creature. And so I started looking at Cthulhu and finding out all this stuff that was there.
Between a squid and an octopus?
They look similar.
Octopi are 8.
Yeah.
Squid, it's 8, but with 2 tendrils that are for filling and testing.
That's fair.
And being lures for fish and whatnot to. Mine, you are dead. Thank you.
But these are monstrous squid.
So you're talking about giant or colossus squid, which colossus squid are supposedly lit. They don't know if they're still alive, but they used to live Antarctica under the ice if they're there, because we don't have the technology to survive in that cold of weather, in that water, under as much ice as there, with as dark as it is. We cannot prove or disprove that colossus squid are a thing, but there is some proof that they existed at one point, because it's like giant squid, and then they found something bigger. What's bigger than giant? Colossus! Okay, that's his name. I watched the whole freaking, I don't even know what it was. It was like a documentary about it. I had fun watching that one, because I always love learning that stuff. What's something they don't think is real, and then they found proof it might be real, but we don't know if it's still alive. Aha! Yes! Let's watch. Everybody shut their pants while I'm just sitting here laughing and saying, it exists. That's like, what is it? It's Joe Rogan's talked about it, but I mean, they've also talked about it on a few of the dinosaur shows. Like, well, if a dragon exists because of the way it flies or was drawn, it wouldn't fossilize. That's why there's no proof, because it's like bird bones. They just disintegrate because they're not solid enough to become fossilized.
Yeah.
Shit like that, I'm always like, well, duh. I'm like, did somebody miss the memo?
Apparently there's like 80 different
variations.
Well, not only variations, but there's like Cthulhu is just one god. versus like
entity, not God.
Well, yeah,
But,
they're like.
Well, I guess that depends on your
They're like
okay.
gods, entities.
Well, I remember this with my whole big diagram I drew.
Yeah, that
God,
it covered like part of it.
Angel or archangel is what most people would consider God. That's where you get Zeus, Ra. I can't. Odin.
There's like creatures.
And those sort of things.
There's like these bat-like creatures that like travel through dream realms and like travel through other dimensions and shit. And I was like,
that would be like, well, okay, think about it like this. That's the Holy Ghost. What? Entity only exists in spirit form.
Trying to say the Holy Ghost is Batman.
No. Jackass. No. It's the thing of God's everywhere, but nowhere, all at the same time. No, what you're feeling is the entity that is called the Holy Ghost. His job is to be connected to everybody and be everywhere all at once to give us the inclination of what's good and bad, basically your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
So my viewpoint on it is anything that can go into your dream or walk through the dream dimension is basically spirit form. It's energy, which means it can travel between dimensions or through dimensions, full physical dimensions or partial, like, your imagination.
Yeah.
At a whim. Just for fun. Why? Because they don't have a physical form. If you have a physical form, you can't do that unless you astral project. You literally throw your spirit form out of your body to go get into somebody's dreams and go do that sort of stuff. Those are called dream walkers and other old school, Wiccan and pagan religious stuff.
Which is what Orion does.
Okay.
One of my characters.
He's a dream walker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I covered that a million times.
I lose track of who's who with you because you tell me about a little bit of everybody.
The one that you like the best that you say is you is a Braxton.
Yes. Little jackass while he's trying to do good from his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You're an asshole, but I'm a good guy. How are you a good guy? I'm not trying to kill anybody, I'm trying to help you all. Don't call me the bad guy because you're a dumbass and don't see my fucking plan. Even though I've told you it 5 times.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, oh. Okay, there I am in your book, Dick. We're done. Because, I mean, you talk about how some of the characters, how you've taken personality traits from certain people in your life, and I'm like, I wonder if I'm in there and he just doesn't realize he has a character that's just like me. And then when you start talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that one's just like me.
I'm pretty sure at some point you're going to end up liking Trinity and Virima's brother Brock a lot, because there are some direct lines that Brock does say that I have literally ripped from reality that came out of your mouth. No, I don't want to be the in your book Brock Lesnar. Pick a different name. That's too close to Brock Lesnar. Big. I named him Brock. I named him Brock like
or
over a decade ago.
Brock because of Pokemon Brock.
That's probably what was in my head when I named the character.
Well, I mean, just ask it.
That is probably what was going through my head when I named the character. And at the time, he was a child. He was a teenager. And at the time, and throughout the space of time,
tasting ass, then he's literally Brock from Pokemon.
Yeah, like throughout time, he's kind of stayed the same age range. Only until recently, when I was like, it'd make a lot more sense to age him up, and when I did, it made more sense. I threw on an extra. I made it to where
hitting this group at 3 years. That works.
Made it to where it went from, okay, they are 14, no, they're 16 in this world. Well, now he's 10 years older than them, and it's like, and then suddenly when I started writing him is that way, I was like, why the fuck did I not do this before? And then everyone was just like, you were trying to follow your previous vision. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with me?
I mean, isn't that always the funny part? I want to do this. Why do you want to do that? Because when I was 5, I was told this. Dude, you're fucking 20. Quit living in your freaking childhood, dude. Nothing wrong with being a little childish in the fun way, but don't be an idiot and be a child. You have to evolve. That's like your writing or your stories that you tell have to evolve with you. Or they're just like, why is this fucking 40-year-old talking like he's 30? Or 20?
It was like when I was like, no, I was like 18. No, 17 to 21 is about the time frame in which I created that character. And during that time frame,
So it's been
Brock,
10 years.
so Brock has been in that age range for a while, and now I've suddenly just been like, fuck it, you're an adult now. You're 10 years older.
My dick works!
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting laid. Fuck you, asshole.
And so it's going to be a lot funner to add him as a character, because when he's at the joint, which is a convenience store, he's going to be an adult, and he's going to be one of the few adults that are there, and he'll be the adult that's on the scene, which is going to be interesting because it'll change the dynamic significantly.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
He's the one adult they all don't hate because he's not like the rest of the adults. Oh.
He's kind of like a louder version of Jay.
Yeah, like I said.
Right.
Yeah,
like a louder.
You said.
Yeah, like a louder version of Jason Mewes, and a bit more.
See, I
like
Jason
responsible.
Mewes 'cause he tries to stay young.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has some of his, he knows he's older because he's like, I can't do that. No. Because I've seen some interviews and him talking
recently where he's, acting more of his age.
Well, not acting. He's just like, no, I've just got to that age. Fuck me.
Yep.
I am not that young anymore. No, I can't pull that shit off. It's the realization. I go to the chiropractor 5 times a week. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I don't need to add another friggin' 3 visits.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching a couple of his interviews, and I remember watching, there's a podcast that he does with Kevin now called Father's Day, and he talks about being a dad of Logan, but now he's going to be a dad of a second child. And he was talking about how he has to go to the doctor, to the chiropractor, and he has to go to get his teeth checked out, and there's so many things he has to do now. And he's like, I remember the days where all I cared about was getting weed or getting some harder drugs. Now,
we're getting laid.
Yeah, or getting laid. But now I have to worry about so much other shit. And I'm like, listening to this, and I'm like, the fact that Jay himself is not selling at all like Jason Mewes from the movies is showing something. It's showing that he has grown.
It's a little bit grown. And it's a little bit of realization. Like, I can't keep playing these kids' games. Only on screen. All right, let's go have a fucking pizza and sit on my fat ass and watch you kids have fun.
Well, what's funny is during the Clerks 3, when he was filming that movie with Kevin and those guys, he had said that because Kevin was like, you got to do lines, you got to do a bit of rehearsing, and Jay literally deadass was like, I don't have to fucking rehearse to play Jay Mewes, that's me. And he's like,
rehearse me? Are you smoking crack?
Yeah, he's just like, I ain't gonna fucking rehearse or read lines. He's just like, I don't have to rehearse or read lines. That's me as a character. You wrote him to be me, so I'm not gonna fucking do that. And so we're gonna have to go hang out with Logan.
As a character in a freaking movie, I'm like, do you have your line memorized? Not a fucking clue. Let's run this bitch. I know what I would say in this situation. Let's run this bitch. Same exact. Oh yeah, completely. So I could never be a real actor. Screw that shit. No, this is my character. This is who I am. We don't have you in the movie. Motherfucker, this character is me. Everything he says is exactly what I would say in this situation. I don't need your script. I know exactly what I would say. I don't need to be in character. I am the character.
Yep.
All the time. Yeah. 120%.
It'd be like Iron Man all over again. Where Robert Downey Jr. is literally spitballing dialogue from his brain, and he did not rehearse any thing because he doesn't give it a script.
Look what the fuck happened.
Yeah, it's like fucking Jon Favreau literally told him, he's like, I don't have a script for you right now, and Robert's like, wait, then how are we gonna shoot this thing? And he's like, just be whatever you think Iron Man's gonna do. And so therefore that whole opening scene and then the scenes that followed, it was all him doing improv.
What was that even? Well, I mean, if you know the character well enough, it's like, we don't have a script. All right, give me like 5 minutes. Yeah, I got this. All right, let's go. Me, I don't need a day because I'll forget half of it. No. Just tell me what the character is or how he acts. He acts like you act. Oh, complete jackass and always right. All right, let's go. I never said he was always right, and that's why you're wrong. Let's move.
Yep.
Did he just take over my whole goddamn... Why are y'all running the... God damn it, now I'm messing up my own movie. I'd be that guy. When the hell did he become the director? He's not. Just shut up, do what he says. Why? He's the star of the film and he's going to make us all rich. That sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really happen like that anymore because, no, the writer, and then somebody else trying to tell you how to do what the writer said. Did you write the script? No. Where's the asshole who wrote the script? Why? Because I want to know his actual opinion of what the hell his character is. I don't want to go off this asshole's opinion. Screw your opinion. I want facts. That's how I run. I run on facts. If it's not a fact, it's an opinion. Fuck you. It's neither right nor wrong, but opinions are annoying and give me a headache. Unless we're like debating.
Yeah.
Then I know I have a headache. Then it's just fun.
Yep.
And that's where I get my big boost. Because, yeah, well, I mean, you see it all the time, so.
Yes, I do.
I should have gone into the debate club when I was in high school. I'd have whooped some ass. And I'd have had fun with it, too.
Well, it's funny when I was watching you and Amber go at it for like a good 20 fucking minutes. Because she had made a comment, you'd made a comment, you both got offended at each other, and you guys started going at it.
I'm just like, dude,
it started popping popcorn.
Bitching for somebody else. No, I'm bitching about your past, which means it's not relevant, so you're bitching for somebody else. Grow up and report the shit that happens, or shut the fuck up. You didn't report it, or if you did, nobody did anything. You didn't scream or you yell loud enough, and you needed to go to somebody else. Keep pushing until you're the loudest asshole in the room, and you get everybody's attention to say, hey, something happened.
Yep.
She literally has said, I don't know how many times over the years that I've heard straight out of her mouth, I gave up because nobody would listen. Then you get louder.
Yep.
Until they cannot do anything except listen because you're the loudest goddamn thing in the fucking town. Louder than every TV show, radio, and any fucking body telling you you're wrong or that didn't happen. Scream, yell, protest, and be a jackass. It's the only way you get anywhere, male or female. Now, some females have taken it to the extreme, which is where I like the, oh, that's your opinion? You're a jackass because you don't like my opinion. Okay, here's some facts.
Yeah.
And then they get all sorts of butthurt. I'm like, hee hee. Well, the people I've seen, which is like not even a freaking full % of the whole situation, shut up.
Yep.
Or, that's your friend's bias, that's not what actually happened.
Yep.
If you take one person's opinion, it's complete bullshit. I need everybody's opinion who all was there. Okay, you can all fucking leave. Why? Those 5 fuckers said they were the only ones there. Be gone. I don't need your stupid opinion. Or, I think this person's right because I've known them for this long. We'll go into character witnesses tomorrow. Be gone.
Yep.
That'd be a great judge.
Yeah,
I have a lot of people pissed, but...
Yeah, I've told Amber over and over again, I'm like, if you're uncomfortable with something, if you got some shit to say, then you need to say it instead of fucking... Because she'll do that. She'll sit on her hands or she'll fucking get quiet about it. And then she'll finally like vent about it later on, and I'll be like, "Why didn't you say this before?"
Actually,
yeah. And then like, "Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you talk about it? Like, why didn't you open up about it?" And she'll be like, "Oh, nobody would fucking listen to me," or this and that, and I'll be like, "That didn't.
You didn't even say anything, dude."
Yeah, like you could have easily have just vocalized your opinion. You could have just said something.
I don't know. That's why, after being the quiet person, because everybody told me I was too loud,
yeah.
I just decided, you know what, fuck you, I'm going to be me, I'm going to be the loudest jackass in the room. If you don't like my opinion, good for you, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my opinion, though. Like me, hate me, shoot me, suck me, something. Either way, I got all your energy, I got all your attention, and the more you hate me, the more I get your energy. That goes to the soundbite I love. I need more haters. Call me the bad guy, that's fine, I need more haters. It's cool. Come, join the group of all the people who are sacrificing themselves to me. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
That's why recently I realized how much I was hating on a few people, and I'm like, oh yeah, just shut up about them. They don't get my energy.
Yeah, I thought it was ironic, honestly, when you were doing some hating and stuff, and I was just like going, isn't he doing the exact same thing he talked about people doing it to him?
Yep. But, I mean, every once in a while you get a snit or something, you get a trigger.
Yeah.
And I've realized what my trigger was, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Screw it. They're going to kill me. They're going to throw me away. That's cool. I'm indestructible. I won't die until I'm ready to die. You can try to kill me. I'm going to survive.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Like, what was it? I'm on, I think, the last episode of season 3 of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Where the DEA brother-in-law got shot 4 times.
Yeah.
And told the wife, I'm not leaving this hospital. If I get you hurt, you'll never be able to do that. That's why I'm still in the hospital. She's pulling all the magic tricks she knows to get him hard. Next scene, he's in a wheelchair, pissed off, with all of his cookies in a box. And she's walking. Tell me I can't. I'm your wife. At least that's what I saw.
Yeah, that was on her face.
Oh yeah, I was like, great way to own. Because I hit next episode, it's like, one more episode to the end of the season. I'm like, cool. What episode am I on? Okay. Home button. Turn off TV. Time to go grab Thomas. I had my shit already on schedule, so I was just trying to finish the episode.
Yep.
I thought that was funny that was near the end of the episode. That was...
Yeah.
She got you to get hard and busting that bitch. You literally proved you are her. Oh.
Yeah,
because you broke it now.
I was telling Amber, or telling you about that, because I asked Amber, I was like, are you okay with Tim coming over? Because I told him that, like, I told, I was discussing with you and stuff, or discussing with her, and she was like, yeah, just have him taken on guard, and then he should be okay, because she wasn't sure what it was. She just thought it was a virus or something. But yeah, she was feeling like shit all day. Yeah, she was...
Oh, get close to the end though.
Yeah, it's 12:35.
Yeah, I see it right there.
All right, so
the yawns are hitting.
Yeah, so we're gonna basically wrap this up. So just to kind of like circle all the way the fuck back around, I really liked Glass Onion.
Very good movie.
Knives Out. I liked the fuck out of it, and the wife loved it.
I have to re-look up Knives Out. I think I've watched it though by what you were telling me. I hate you, you, and especially you.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. Definitely fuck you.
I think I've seen that. I'll have to look it up though. Is it on Netflix?
I think so.
Alright.
I've got it on Prime. But like, I'm gonna try and get the wife to actually review it with me and watch it with me. But either way, Next week, we're going to try and talk about other stuff, and that's if we can manage to squeeze in a podcast. It's been a bit of a lull because of holiday season and because of everything going on.
That always slows down everything.
Yeah.
Including workouts.
Yes. But as you can see, we have new microphones. I got this one. Wife got me for Christmas.
Hey, look, it's a blue asshole. Wait, there you go.
Yeah, so I got this one for Christmas from the wifey. Technically me, but whatever. And then we got that from my job because they were giving gifts for holidays and stuff. Wife got a pair of headphones for her birthday, so this time it was my turn. So I got the JLab. So hopefully you guys like the microphones. Let me know what you guys think of the audio production. You can hit me up on Twitter under TPAW Wolfric. You can also hit up Karnage under
at Karnage6778 everywhere.
There you go. And basically just let us know what you guys think about the overall production increase, and let us know about anything you guys want us to talk about. But this has been Crazy Peas. I am TPAW.
I'm Karnage.
And have a week.
Don't fuck yourself.
Woo!